is, high capacity storage. When I say
Okay,
router,
so
there are
this is
multiple
our
routers.
first
When I say
demo
switch, there
session.
are again
First
even
demo session on
thousands of
cloud
switches are
computing
possible in a
and server
network. Okay,
administration.
so these are
All the
some of the
7 p.m.
devices we used
is
to have in
for
every computer
AWS,
network.
but in next couple of days,
Okay,
we'll just
the
try to
first
combine
major
our AWS
disadvantage
and the server
to go
administration,
with your
and
on-premise
we'll try to
physical network
understand why
is
these two
the
courses are
cost.
so much
We
important
have to
for
pay
us for
money
our
for
career.
physical servers. From where we
Okay,
can take physical
so
servers? We can take physical servers from, let's say, a company
just
like
a second, please.
IBM or HP or Dell. Okay, and there are few more companies. From here, we have to take all the physical servers. According to our requirement, we have to decide a particular
Yeah,
configuration
fine.
and we have to own
So
that
see, our
particular
friends,
server.
this is
So if
what
you
we
need
have seen in
300
our
servers, you can
last
bring all 300
couple of
IBM servers.
basic
We can
sessions
just go
actually.
with some IBM,
Okay, so
some
whatever we
HP,
have
some
seen
Dell
in
servers. It's
Thursday
up
and
to your
Friday
requirement.
session,
Okay.
we'll
Then coming
repeat
to the server
everything in more
OS,
details from scratch up
majorly
to
we
the
use
advanced level. We'll just try to
Linux
repeat each and everything.
and
Okay, so
Windows
this is
Server
what
OS.
this is a
So we have
package
to take a
actually, and
license
in
for
this
Windows,
package, like
and there
there are
is some
three
other
courses
process
for
we have.
Linux operating system. So
Two
at the end of
courses
the
will
day,
be
we have
like
to take
live
everything
sessions,
that is AWS
storage
and
devices.
Linux server
There is a very famous
administration. There will be
company called
live session,
EMC that
and Windows Server
manufacturing storage
administration will
devices.
be recorded
Coming to
sessions.
firewalls,
Okay, fine. So these two
Cisco
courses will
is
take
the
approximately
leading
2
company
months,
with
30 days.
Juniper
If you are coming
and
if you are coming parallelly,
why.
then you can
These are
complete
some of
within
the
2 months.
companies.
If
Okay.
you are coming
For
only for
routers also
AWS
we
for
have
some
similar
reason,
companies
then
like
45 to
Cisco,
50 days is the duration for AWS. Okay, so
Juniper,
every session will be recorded here, and all the recordings will be provided to you.
why. And
And
coming to
these are some
switch,
of the basic questions
let
we
me
have
just
seen.
copy paste here.
Let me just go through
These are the three
briefly.
top companies that
What are
manufacture
the
your
pre-requirements to
firewalls,
learn Linux and
routers, and switches.
AWS?
There are no
Okay,
pre-requirements,
they
right?
manufacture
As a
what? They
fresher with
manufacture your
zero knowledge
firewalls,
of Linux or
routers,
zero
and switches.
can we
Knowledge of
imagine a computer
cloud
network
computing,
without
you
a
can start
firewall, a
everything. You
router,
can
or a
learn from
switch?
scratch. Okay,
No,
that's
or who
literally
should
not
learn
possible.
AWS and
We
Linux?
will
So
have these
people are
devices for
interested
sure.
to make careers in
Okay,
server
so see,
administration,
to
cloud
establish a computer
administration,
network for our
DevOps,
business,
cybersecurity,
we need to take
networking.
devices from
Okay,
all these different
ethical
companies.
hacking. Is there any
Okay,
company
and
which is
people who are into like
manufacturing all the
developers field
devices?
or
Answer
programmers,
is no.
coding, whatever
There are
things you
certain
are
companies
interested
famous
in,
for firewall. There
every
are certain
person should
companies
learn
famous for
AWS
servers.
and the
There are
Linux
certain
server
companies famous
administration.
for
Okay,
storage.
done.
So we have to
Now,
bring
way
all
to
these
apply for
devices
jobs.
together.
Literally, we can apply
Hundreds
for
and even
jobs in any
thousands of
company where
devices.
there are
If you
servers and
combine
where there
your
is some data.
computers, it can be easily thousands.
Now, how to
Or
do
if you go to a
practice
big
here?
company,
For
the
practicals, we need
servers,
to
the
have a
storage,
AWS account,
firewalls, routers,
and
switches,
then we
all
need to
these
have
devices can be in thousands. So bring
some
all these
simulation
thousands of
software with
devices,
us. There is
connect
something
all these
called
thousands
VMware
of devices, and then
workstation,
what to do?
or there is something
Then
called
simply
Oracle VirtualBox. I'll show that.
establish your
So for
network and run your
AWS as well as for
business.
Linux, if you just have a computer with
Now, what are
internet
the other
connection, you
drawbacks
can
we
do all
have if you
practice.
go with
No
this sort of
problem.
network? This is possible. This
Done.
this was
And
possible
what
in
to learn in AWS
1980s.
and Linux?
This
That
is
is what
possible in
we know, we have
1990s. It is
seen in our
possible 3
syllabus.
years
So
before.
all
It is
the
possible
details are
today. It
clearly
would be
mentioned in the
possible after like 10
syllabus.
years also.
Whatever topics are
This
there,
network is still
those are the
there
things we are
in
trying to learn in
in
our
companies.
AWS and
We
the
still
server
use this
administration.
networks. We just
Once you
bring all the
complete this
devices,
particular
we
package, you
connect
can
them, we
apply for a
configure them,
job
and we
in a company
start
as a fresher
our
or up to, let
business.
us say,
Like
running the
2.5 to 3
application or
years of
storing the data
experience
person.
fine. It is still
That much
available.
experience,
But you
that
know what
much
are the
knowledge you will
problems
get
today?
like
Like
I'm
for
not
example,
recommending people to go
one
with
of the
like
thing we need to
three
take care
plus
here
years of
is
experience. No, if you're putting more
power
experience in your resume,
backup.
companies will expect
Obviously,
a
if there
lot
is no
from you.
power, if there is no
So it's
electricity, none
better
of the
just go
devices
with like
will
two or
work
let's
for
say
sure, right?
maximum
This is a very
3
common thing.
years of
So we need to
experience.
maintain the
Then
power
hopefully you'll
backup.
get
It is our
better
company's
package.
responsibility.
Okay.
And
Okay.
first of all, with this
Then
knowledge,
the
we need
knowledge
to
what you're
have
getting in this
proper
particular package, you can easily
cooling
apply for like
system.
2 to 3 years of
Without
experience.
cooling
That
system,
is more than enough.
the devices will generate a
Okay.
lot of heat.
Fine.
Just take your mobile phone. If you watch a
Now,
movie on
let
your
us try to
mobile phone for let's
understand
say 2.5
why the
hours,
cloud
your mobile
computing
phone
or
will
why the
generate a lot
server
of heat, right?
administration
Now
is
these
the
are
backbone
big
of
machines,
every
servers,
business today.
storage,
Without
firewalls.
cloud
Okay,
computing
they are
and without
running,
server administration
too
or
much
without
data there. They are
servers,
running many
we cannot
applications.
imagine
Thousands
internet,
and
we
thousands of
cannot
people are
imagine
connected to these
anything over the
devices.
internet.
So obviously they will generate
Okay,
more heat.
so from your
So you
mobile
should have a
phone, whenever you
proper
are connecting to
cooling
some
system.
application,
A web
okay,
server or a
then
gaming server or a banking server or anything, that particular
fire
application
and
or that
safety
particular
mechanism
server
should
is
be there.
working somewhere.
Let me just show you a very,
Hmm?
then we should take interesting PPT, I would say.
Large space, because we need to connect all the devices here. Okay, so if you go with your own physical network, these are some of the things we need to consider. Besides spending huge
This
money
one.
on all these physical
Just
devices,
try to
we need to consider the power
keep this
backup
image
system, the cooling
permanently
system,
with
the you.
fire and safety
Okay, because
mechanism.
we need to take
This huge
image
space and
or
we need to
this
think
four
about
layers
many
what
other
you see
safety
there,
mechanisms.
they will define the
Then we can run
complete
our
IT
own
industry
computer
level.
network.
Okay, so as a user,
But
as an
the
internet
total
user or
cost of
as a
this
normal
computer
user,
network
you know
will
what
be
I do?
in
I connect to
Indian
the
rupees. If I
application.
say it
What
will
is
be
the
in some
application?
crores of rupees,
Application is
crores and
anything that
crores of
is running
rupees we
over
need to
the
spend on
internet.
it. In how much?
Application
We
is
need to simply
anything
spend some
using your mobile
crores and
phone or
crores of
laptop or
Indian
using your
rupees.
browser. You can connect to that particular
Now, after
application. It
spending
can be a
that much
gaming
money, let's
application.
say,
It
let's
can
say
be, let's
medium
say,
level company will spend
some movie streaming
between
application, some
12 to
food
let's say
delivering
15
application, email
CR just to
application,
establish your
okay, a
computer
banking
network.
application,
Now, is there any
okay,
guarantee that the
just a
business will
social
run
media
successfully?
application like Facebook or Instagram or
No,
whatever. So literally everything
there
comes
is no
under the
guarantee for any
application
business,
category.
right? If the business is running
Okay,
successfully, great.
so
You
as
may
a
need to
user,
increase your
we are
resources
connecting to
again.
the application
Instead
there.
of 300 servers,
Fine.
you may need
Now,
450 servers now. That's a great thing, right? That is, fine. We can increase the resources then. But what if
the
the
question
business is
here
not
is
running?
where the
Instead
application
of
is
using
running
300
actually, where
servers, now
exactly
we need
our
only 170
application is
servers.
running.
So what you do
Friends,
with the remaining
application is
130
running on
servers?
top of our
They are completely
server
wasted.
operating system.
Can you sell in the market?
And
Of
where
course, we can
exactly
sell
the
in the
server
market.
operating
But
system
when
is
you sell
running?
in the market,
Server
how much
operating
money you will
system is
get?
running on
Maybe
top
let's
of
say
our
30% or
hardware.
35% of the
So this is
actual
the
money that you
whole
have spent.
story, my friend. So if I
Right?
come
So see,
from the user
how many issues companies were facing for last many
source,
decades actually.
if suppose I am the user,
Hmm?
for
This
me,
is the
I'm
way the
connecting to the
computer network
application.
was designed.
Done.
This is the way the
I'm
computer
not
network
thinking
was
like where the
established in
application is
every
running
company
actually.
for last many
Who is managing this
decades.
application? What
Now,
resources
again,
are
if you go
needed to
back to
run
the
this
definition
application?
now, it
Okay,
makes more
on
sense.
what
What it
particular
says here,
operating
see,
system it is running? What should
it
be
says
this
cloud
particular
computing
hardware
is the
for this
on-demand
particular
delivery of
application? I'm
IT
not worried
resources
about
over
all
the
those things.
internet.
I am
With
connecting to
pay-as-you-go
the
pricing.
application. I'm
Now,
using
it
it. Job
clearly
done.
says here, like,
Okay.
instead
But if you
of
come in the
buying,
other way, let's say you
owning,
are
and
administrator
maintaining
now, a
physical data
cloud
centers
admin or
and
a
server,
server admin.
you can
Now
access
your
technology
first
services such
level
as
is
computing power,
hardware.
storage, and databases
First, you should think about
on
your hardware.
an as
Hardware
needed
is your
basis from a cloud
RAM, your
provider like
storage, your
AWS. So they are
CPU, your
saying,
NIC card,
listen,
all
don't
these
no
things
need to
comes
take
under
all these
hardware, right?
devices.
So you're
We are
starting
here.
from your
We'll
hardware,
provide you all
then
the devices.
you
We'll
should
provide you
decide
all
what
the
sort of
resources.
operating
Tell us how
system
many
is
servers you
needed
need.
to run a
Tell us how
particular
many
application.
firewalls you need.
Your
Tell
operating
us how
system
many,
can be obviously Windows
storage
Server
devices
operating
you need, or
system
how
or it
much
can be
storage
Linux
you need.
Server operating system.
So whatever you need,
Within
we are
Linux
going to
Server, there are
provide you.
many versions, my
So
friend.
this
There are
is
many
an open
distributions
offer
actually, like
from the cloud
Ubuntu
provider
is one
like
distribution,
Amazon, Red
or
Hat is one
Microsoft for
distribution,
Fedora,
to every
SUSE,
company on the face
Debian,
of the earth. This is not only for a
CentOS,
particular sort of
Kali,
business. No,
okay,
any
and
company, my friend.
Microsoft
It can be a
also
banking
have that
sector, it
Linux
can be a
version.
hospital, it
Amazon
can be a
people have their
university,
Linux
it
version.
can be a
Oracle
textile
have their Linux
business,
version.
it can be some
IBM
five-star
have their own
hotel,
operating
it can be
system.
any
HP
XYZ
have their own
business.
operating
Forget
system.
about
So
your
all
IT
these
companies
things are
like
under
software
one
companies.
family.
Beside them,
Linux family. So
every
when you learn
business can go
RHEL,
and
Red Hat
connect
to
to
the
enterprise
cloud, and they can
Linux.
simply use
You'll
these
be
services.
eligible to
If
work
you're
on any
something
other
in
tool, let's say
distribution, for
artificial
sure.
intelligence,
You can work
machine
on
learning,
Ubuntu, you can work on
blockchain,
CentOS, you
okay,
can work
data
on
science,
Debian.
quantum
Okay, obviously
services,
some minor
okay,
differences will be
whatever
there, but
things
overall the
whatever
structure,
new
overall the
technologies
feel, overall
every
the look will
technology
be
is
same
based on
between the
IT
Linux
server
relied
operating
on the
system as well
cloud
as the
computing.
other versions
It
available.
has to be running.
Okay, so
It has
as
to
an
be there on
administrator,
cloud.
now
Amazon
should
I'm
offer
talking as a
services
cloud
related to
administrator or
artificial
a network
intelligence.
administrator
Amazon
or
should
a
offer
server
services
administrator
related to
or a
blockchain.
DevOps
Amazon
administrator or
must
a
offer
cyber
services
security
related to,
administrator and
Internet of Things.
everything now.
Okay, so just take any role.
Maybe
Maybe someone is
providing the
interested in
resources
cloud. So
with
just imagine
resources
I'm
they are
talking as a
providing the
cloud
services.
administrator. They are
Someone is
saying, okay,
interested
this
in
is our
cyber
server.
security or
Use
DevOps.
the
Just
server.
imagine I'm a
Okay, tell us
DevOps
what
guy
you
or
want
a
to
cyber
use. You want to go
security
with
guy.
some artificial
Okay, so
intelligence
what I will
tool
do
here.
here,
You want
I'll
to go
take
with
my
some
hardware,
DevOps tool
I'll
here. If you
select
want to
the
go with some
OS,
cyber
and then I'll
security
run
tool
the
here.
application.
They're literally providing
As
everything.
simple as this. I'll simply run my
And the best
application there,
thing here
and
is they are
users are
simply
connecting to the
charging for
application.
what we are
So
using.
as a cloud administrator, my
Okay, they're simply
responsibility
charging
is
for
I
what
need to
we use. This
provide
is your
all the necessary
cloud computing
resources
okay
for the application.
now what is the most important
Fine. So
resource
what are
for
the other
application,
advantages we
or
have
if I
here?
can say
The
what are
other
the two
advantages
most
what we have here
important
are
resources
there is
for application to
absolutely
run
no need for
perfectly?
us to
One is
worry
your
about the
hardware
power
resources,
backup, the
and the other
cooling
one is your
system, the
operating
fire and
system.
safety,
That's it.
and the
These are
physical
the two
location that we
most
take.
important resources.
Amazon
If
people they
one
will take
resource
the
is not
location.
available, the other is
Microsoft
not
people they
available.
will take
If
the
other is not
location.
available,
Okay.
obviously
Google
the first
people
one
they have
will
their
not
own
work. So
locations.
both are needed,
In
my friend.
Hyderabad they have a
Hardware
branch.
is needed,
Amazon people they
and
have a
your
branch.
operating
How
system
much
is
then
also
money they have
needed.
spent on this
Then
particular know, there will be
branch.
application team. Technically, we call it
That
as
application
region.
team will
In
be
region, we have
connecting
something
to
called
the server,
availability
and they
zone.
are
We will see this technicalities
running that
later.
particular server.
But as of
the
now,
administrator,
Amazon people
cloud
have
admin
a
or a
data
server
center
admin,
in
my
Hyderabad.
responsibility
Data
is
centers,
to
actually,
take some
3 data
resources
centers,
take some hardware
they have
resources
already
and
spent
run the server operating system
more
on
than
top of this particular hardware.
20
Okay, and
crore
I need to
Indian
maintain the
rupees
operating
only
system in
on the
such a way
Hyderabad
that
data centers. the
And
application
by the
is
time
running
we reach
perfectly. Like, you know, what I have
2030,
to
that
do,
is after 4 to 5
for
years,
example,
they will
in the
simply
operating
expand the
system, there
data
is a
center and they
disk.
can go up to
So that
36,
particular disk I
approximately
need to manage. What
36,000
is disk? Disk is your
crore. It is not
hard disk. So that
36
disk I
crore,
need to
it is
manage. In the
36,000
operating system,
crore
there are,
Indian
you know,
rupees.
certain
They are
services which are
spending on the
related with
data center in
networking.
Hyderabad
So
itself.
like, you know,
Only Amazon
applying the
company.
IP address or
Forget about other
configuring the
companies
IP
like
address
Microsoft,
or making some changes
Google,
in a server called
okay,
DNS
Control
server,
Edge,
or
Cisco, all
deciding
these
whether the
companies, they will
DHCP
invest
should be there or
separately.
not. So like
But
this, I have to
only
design. Only Amazon
okay,
people are
then, you know, I have
spending
something
this much
called
money
backup
only in one
responsibility.
city, that is
As
Hyderabad.
administrator,
Like
as
this,
a
they have
server
many
administrator,
locations
my
across the globe where
responsibility
they
is
have, you
to
know,
take
data
backups.
centers available.
Regularly, we need to take backups.
So now think,
And
my
in
friend,
case
if
needed,
a
we need to
company like
restore backup.
Amazon is spending
Okay,
30,000
then, you
crore,
know, whatever services are
35,000
running
crore
in my
rupees on
server,
the
I need to manage
infrastructure,
all the services,
the
like, you know,
physical
whether the
infrastructure.
service
Physical infrastructure
running
means
is
what?
needed or not. Physical
For example,
infrastructure
if you
means
take your
this. Let
mobile
me just
phone,
show you.
in your mobile phone, it will show you
The data
the
centers.
apps
Physical
that are
infrastructure
running.
means the data
So in
centers. See,
case if
these
you
are
are
the
unnecessary running many
data
apps, your
centers.
mobile
We
phone
have
performance
Amazon
will
data
go
center.
down.
This is nothing actually.
So
This is
what
just
we
a
do
small
actually, if a
corner
app
photo.
is
Maybe
not
if we just
needed,
go
we
and see
either
the bigger
stop that
photos or
particular
bigger
app
images, it will
or
be
we
like
may
this.
uninstall
And
that
this is only
particular app,
one lane here, like this. You
right?
know, there can be
So where
some
exactly the app
hundreds
is
of lanes
installed and
within
where
one data
exactly the
center.
app will be, like, you know,
Okay.
stopped or
So what you
removed,
see, these black
everything is
boxes, these are
happening on your
actually known
operating
as
system, right?
racks. In our
In a
mobile
mobile phone,
phone,
it
we
is
have the
obviously
devices like
Android OS,
servers and
or maybe
storage
if
and
you are
all the
using some
devices.
Apple
So listen,
mobile
my
phone, then
friend,
it's your
Amazon people
iOS.
are spending
But at the end of the day,
approximately
there is
35
a
to
operating system in your
36,000
mobile
crore
phone.
rupees
There
within a
is a
city like
operating system
Hyderabad,
in our, so that
laptop
companies can
as well
connect
as
to the
on a
data
server.
center and they can
So the
use the
first
resources.
and second layer,
Hardware
so if
layer
they are
and the
spending
operating system layer
36,000 crore
is the
rupees in one
backbone
data
of
center, obviously
every
they are expecting some
application.
returns, right?
If you are
This is a
connecting to
business.
Gmail,
Cloud
Gmail
computing
is
is a
running on
business for
certain
Amazon,
hardware
Microsoft,
and
Google,
on certain operating
isn't it?
system.
So they
If
are
you connect on
expecting a lot of
Facebook, that
returns.
Facebook
So
is
will they
running
get
on a
all the
certain
returns?
hardware
Of course, they
and
will
on a
get the
particular
returns.
operating system.
The
If you go
demand
and
is
connect
so
to
much, the
Swiggy or
requirement is
Zomato,
so much, the
same
companies
story.
are
If you go and
moving
connect to
into
any
cloud that, you know,
application that you have in your
even the
mobile
data
phone,
center which is there
or
in
any
Hyderabad may
website
not be
that you are
sufficient of
connecting
like
every
5
day,
years or 7
like a
years.
YouTube,
So they are
or
not
let's say
stopping
Facebook,
actually. Once
or
the
let's say
data center is done, they are
Instagram,
not
or
stopping.
any
They are every
bank
time expanding the
application,
data centers actually.
hmm?
They are
Or let's say
increasing the
Hotstar,
devices every time.
Truecaller,
You know,
Flipkart,
2022, they
whatever you
started this
imagine,
data
my friend,
center in
everything is running on that
Hyderabad,
particular
November
application,
2022.
particular
It's been
operating
only
system.
2 years actually. Already they have spent more than 20,000
Done. So
crore
our
Indian
responsibility
rupees.
is maintaining our
Okay.
hardware
So beside
and
this,
maintaining
like, you
our
know,
operating
the
system.
other things,
See, operating system
cooling
is
system,
globally
fire and
unique,
safety,
globally
this
same.
physical space, power supply.
Like if you are
Do I need to
using
worry about all these
RHEL
things here?
9.4 version in your
Of course,
server,
no.
if I'm using
Of course, no,
9.4
right?
version, if someone is using
Hmm?
9.4
So,
version
for
in
example,
Brazil,
imagine I'm
or
staying
let's
in
say
a
somewhere in
five-star hotel
Alaska,
somewhere in a
let's say
city.
somewhere in
Do I need to
Russia,
worry about
somewhere
the
in
power
Sudan,
supply?
somewhere in Africa,
No.
somewhere in,
Do I
let's
need
say,
to worry about
Australia,
the light and
every
the AC
operating
in my
system
room?
is
No. Do I
indeed
need to
same.
worry about the geyser?
But the thing
No.
is,
Do I need to worry
what is
about
the
the
requirement
internet
of
connection?
the
Of course, no, right?
company,
Where I'm
the
in a
Brazil company, and what
five-star
is the
hotel.
requirement
I don't
of
need to
the
worry about all these
Russian
things. Do I need
company,
to
and
worry
what is
about
the
the
requirement of the
maintenance
Indian
and the
company can be
cleanliness and all
different.
those things? No. But let's say if you go to some random lodge somewhere near a bus
For
stop or a
example,
railway
in a
station, wherever,
Brazil
you
server,
know,
there may be, let's say,
everything is not
300 people
perfectly there, right?
connected to the server.
Just a basic
Maybe in
example.
Russia,
Means
500
if
people are
5-star
connected. Maybe
people are
for
spending
Indian
that
server,
much
let's say there
money
are
because, you know,
10,000
they know
people
they are
connected.
getting the returns.
So
Cloud
server is
computing
same.
people are
The
spending that much money
responsibility,
because
the
they know they are
roles,
getting the
and the work
returns.
of the server is
They
same.
will
But now
obviously get all the returns there.
the hardware
Okay.
requirement
So
for
we
that
just
server
need to
will be
pay
different.
for what we
So for a Brazil company, if there are
use
300 people
and pay.
connected, okay,
So
certain
here,
hardware should be there.
all
But
these
for a
things are
Indian
completely gone. If
company,
you go
when
with cloud
10,000
computing
people
here,
are
my friend, there
connected,
is no need for
obviously
us to
hardware
worry
should be
about,
more.
isn't it? If
This
4 people
part.
are traveling somewhere, then you know a car is more than enough.
But if 40
There
people are
is no need to
traveling,
worry about
obviously
this
we have to
part.
take a bigger vehicle, let's say a
They will take
bus.
care of everything.
If 500 people are traveling, let's say we have to go in a train maybe. So see, overall, you know, requirement is same. We just need a vehicle to travel from one location to another location. But the size of the vehicle is changing according to the requirement. So like I said, you friends,
Got
the
it? They will
Brazil
simply take care of everything.
company,
What we need to do,
the the
We just
Russian
need to
company and
take
the
a
Indian
cloud
company, they all
administrator
are
or a team of
working
cloud
on the same
administrators.
server
The
operating
team of
system,
cloud
but
administrators will come
every
to your
company
company,
requirement is
and
different.
some
So as a
administrators,
cloud
okay,
administrator,
within
now
the
we
team
need to
again, there will
decide
be one
how
more thing
much
actually.
hardware
So
is
in the
needed.
team, one administrator can manage your
Okay,
servers.
how much hardware
One
is needed to
administrator can
run
manage your
so and
server
so
operating
application.
system. One
Okay,
administrator or a
maybe
group of
today you have
administrators can
decided,
manage storage. Group of administrators
let's
can
say,
manage firewalls, and group of administrators can manage the router settings. So see, if you go with cloud, the technology is not changing. The technology in the sense we still have the same firewalls, we still have the same routers, we still have the same servers
so
and all
this
those
is your
things.
hardware here,
Okay,
friends.
so The technology remains same, but the difference
So
here is
today you have
instead of
decided
using a
to
physical
have,
network, instead
let's
of
say,
using a physical
16
network, we are
GB RAM.
using
Okay,
a
I'll go with
virtual
storage.
network.
That makes more
Instead of
sense
managing
actually.
things by
Let's say you have
ourselves,
decided to go with
we are
5 TB
simply taking the resources which are there under a company like
storage.
Amazon.
You thought like
Who are
5 TB
controlling all
storage
the
is more than
resources. So
enough.
do I need to
Today,
worry about
tomorrow,
them?
let's say for like
No.
1
Do
year
I
or
need to
2
worry
years.
about my data
Okay, great.
protection?
There should be
Of
some
course not. Do I
storage
need
we
to
have
worry
to
about
take.
my
So we
cooling
have to
system,
decide a
power
certain
supply? No.
capacity
Do I need
there.
to worry about
Great. So we
safety
have
and
decided to go
fire and
with this
safety mechanism?
5
No.
TB storage.
Do I need to
Now
worry
listen,
about
my
my
friend. If
resources?
5 TB
No.
storage is decided
There is
today,
no need to worry about my resources.
the requirement
Next
of
day,
the storage
suppose your
will it be
requirement
same
is
after, let's
instead
say,
of
like
300
1 month?
servers, you need 1500 servers. If that is your requirement,
Answer
within
is
few
most
minutes,
probably
you
no.
can take 1500 servers from AWS.
After 3 months,
See,
maybe
such
the
a brilliant
requirement will
offer is
change.
this, right? Such a
After
brilliant,
like 6 months,
technology is
maybe
there.
the
The
requirement
idea
is,
of
let's say,
cloud
50
computing is
TB
so
now.
simple, my friend. Keep
After
everything in
6
one
months, your
location
requirement
and
can be,
allow
let's say,
people
50
from
TB.
different locations to connect
Now,
to the
how
data
to
center and
increase
access
the
the
storage
resources.
capacity
Now, the
in this
reason why
particular
cloud
hardware
computing
from
took
5
some
TB to
time to
50
get
TB?
more popularity
If you take the
is,
example of your laptop
see,
or
when I
desktop that
started
you're
my
using in
journey,
your home,
in the
let's
year
say your mobile
2006,
phone
7
actually,
actually, where we have a
learning and working
data
and all these things,
storing
2006 and
card, that
7.
is your what you say memory
Actually,
card, right?
AWS started providing cloud
Storage card,
services
whatever
in the
card.
year
So in that particular storage card, we have like
2006 itself.
64 GB capacity. So maybe when you buy the
2006,
mobile phone, you thought like
approximately 18
64
years
GB is
before.
okay, great,
Like I
enough.
said, I also
But
started my
within
journey
couple of
into
months,
my
you had some
networks and all
functions
those
in your
things,
family,
servers and all those
marriage, and
things
some,
at the similar
this
time.
picnic, that tour,
But
whatever, you have
I
taken a
came
lot
to
of
know about
photos and
cloud
videos. And
computing in the
suddenly
year
you realize
2012, I
60%
guess.
or 60 GB
So
of your
although I
storage
was
is full.
involved in the technology for 5,
Out of
6
how much
years,
GB?
I was working and doing all
Out
this,
of
all the other
64
activities.
GB here, friends.
And I
Out of
came to know about cloud in
64 GB,
2012.
why it took me
60
6 years
GB is
actually?
full
One
now.
of the reason was cloud
Now
was
what?
not that much famous.
You are left with
It
only
was
4
not
GB.
that much
Now, if you are
in
installing
demand.
any application
The,
that you need
one of the
storage,
main reason
if
why
you are,
it was not that
downloading
much
some
in
demand was,
something over the internet
if you
in your
go back,
mobile phone, you
let's say
need
15
storage.
years
So
before,
you know now 4 GB
just
is not
imagine
sufficient, right? So
what
what
was
you
the
do, you have
internet
decided
connection
to
we used to
increase
get
the
in our
storage
home.
capacity from 4
Okay,
GB,
forgot about
64
15 years
GB to
before.
let's
Just
say
go back 7, 8 years before.
128 GB.
Before the concept of Geo came. This is what we do,
Geo
right?
people,
It's
they
not a
came
rocket
and they
science. It's a
started
very common
providing
thing we do
2
every
GB
time.
internet data
So we have
every day. But
decided to
before
go with
them, remember,
128
we used
GB.
to get only 2 GB
Now
data
let us
on
see
the
how to
mobile
increase
phone
the mobile phone storage from
for
60
1
GB to
month.
128 GB. The
And if
first
you have
thing
to
we
get
have to do
more, we have
is
to
we
pay
have to go
separate
to
charges
market and we have
till
to bring
2015-16. So internet was
buy
not so
128
common
GB
actually
storage.
everywhere.
So once you
That
buy
was one of
128
the
GB
major
storage,
reason why cloud computing took
128 GB
some
storage
time to
is
gain more
obviously
momentum,
empty,
right?
right? To
So
get more popularity.
you should copy
Okay.
or you
Then
should
there were some other
migrate
issues like
your
security issues
64
and all the
GB
other issues. But
storage
by the
data
time we
into this
enter in
128 GB storage.
2015-16,
Okay,
suddenly
first of
news
all, it is
started
coming
a
like
very big
company like
headache.
NASA, copying
Organization
and
like
pasting here.
NASA,
It will take a
they
lot of
started
time,
using
but
cloud
we have to
computing.
do it.
A
That is the
banking
one thing.
sector,
So
the
and so
second thing
bank,
here
they
is
started
how much
using
time you are
cloud
spending to
computing.
buy this, 128
Movie
GB storage.
streaming app like
Okay, someone
Netflix,
can
they
say we
started
can buy
using
on
cloud
online.
computing.
So suddenly
So if you buy
2016,
online, it may
17,
come off like 1 week or
cloud
3 days
gather
or 5
more
days,
momentum. It
right?
gather more
So
popularity.
you're still spending some
Why?
time there, right? You're
Internet
still
was very
spending
well
some
then.
time to bring
That
security
128
was
GB extra
again
storage.
great in 2016-17. From
Okay,
that
so
time,
first of
actually,
all, we need to copy the
security was
data
very,
here,
very
and
well,
we need to
take more
uh,
time, or it will take
provide it
more
to
time
all
for
the
us to
resources.
bring
So
the
then they
storage or
started
order online, whatever. So it
getting
will
more
take a lot of
popularity.
time.
And by the time
And the
2019,
third thing
20
is,
actually,
okay,
we
20
need to
because
again
of
spend more
COVID,
money.
everything was down.
Okay,
But
money is money.
before COVID,
Every time we need to spend,
around
whether it
1
is
year or
64 GB or
18 months
128
before
GB.
COVID,
Let us try
cloud
to
computing
understand these two
demand was
scenarios
at
only.
its peak.
Increasing your storage
Because of
capacity in
COVID,
your
every
mobile
business
phone
was
is
down.
not
So
so
forget about cloud
easy.
technology.
We need
All
to
the
copy
technologies were
everything, or
down
we
for
need
like
to
1 year
migrate
or
the
18
complete
months, right?
data into the
So
new
actual
storage,
cloud
and it will
computing
take a lot
journey
of time.
started, or
Now
the
just
popularity
imagine your
started back
server,
in
my friend.
2019 or so.
Server is a big
Okay,
physical machine where you are connecting lot of storage.
but like I said, 6 months
That
before
was
your
the time
storage requirement was
we
5
started
GB.
this. Today your
Cloud computing
storage
started
requirement is
gaining more
50 TB.
momentum.
Okay,
It was 5
so this
TB
is the
then, now it
story
is
actually.
50
This is
TB.
the way it works. So
After
what
three
happens here?
months, your
Instead
storage
of
requirement can be
using
80
everything
TB.
at our own location,
information. We are
This
simply
is the
going
way
with
the
our
companies
cloud
will
and we are
face
simply
issue.
using all the
Every
resources
company,
from
my
there.
friend,
Now,
literally
if you go to the
every
AWS data
company, this
center,
is
my
what they
friend, let
face
me just
actually.
take this.
So whenever they need more storage, they need to
AWS
go to market and they need to bring the storage. Okay.
data center.
So imagine here, friends,
See,
after
this
let's
is your
say
AWS data center, right? Fine. So if you go to this AWS data
one
center,
year
what
or
we have in this
so,
AWS data center?
the
We
storage
have
that you
physical
have in
server.
your server is 500 TB. How much?
Physical servers from which company?
500 TB.
IBM. That can be the requirement.
Dell,
It's not a big deal. 500
HP,
TB is nothing in a company,
etc.
right? It's not a
Okay,
big
in
deal
our
for a
physical
business.
location
And
also,
also
we
we have the
need to
same
bring
companies. How much
in
GB?
cloud also, we have
500
the
or how
same
much TB
company,
actually?
server
500 TB
OS,
of storage.
all
Okay,
server
so
OS,
slowly we have brought storage. We
storage,
have just, increased the storage step by step
any
every month, every 3 months,
size,
every 6 months. And every time we were facing the same issue. What was the issue? This issue was we have to go to some, showroom, some physical, a company where, they sell the products like your storage
firewall,
and all the other things. We have to go there. We have to
router,
bring it physically or order it on
switch.
online. It will come to your company again
From which
physically,
company?
connect it
Amazon can
and do
take
all the
firewall
things
router
again.
and switch from
Copy the
Cisco
data which is there in
or
some other storage into the new
Juniper
storage, and it will
or
take more
Huawei.
time, etc. So from the same company, they
Now the
can take all the
concept of
resources. Cloud come into picture, my
right?
friend.
So see,
Because of
in
these
cloud
issues,
data
because
center
of
also
these
we have the
similar issues
same
where,
devices,
every company was facing
exactly the
this
same
issue,
devices, but
the
the difference
concept of
is
cloud
we are
computing
not
came.
managing those devices.
What happens in cloud computing? In
So
cloud
Amazon is
computing,
not
first of all, there is no
manufacturing any
physical
device there,
storage
my
with
friend.
us. Amazon is literally
That's
not
absolutely
managing
gone.
any device. They don't
Okay,
have any plant, or they
and
don't have
if
any,
you need storage,
company
if
to
there is no
manage
physical storage, how we can
manufacture
store
the servers or
data then?
firewalls.
They are
Everything
taking
is
all the devices from
virtualized,
some other
right?
company
Everything is
and they are
virtualized.
selling it
Instead of physical, we have like
on lease,
virtual
on
storage.
rent.
I
That is the
repeat,
whole
instead
concept
of
of cloud.
physical,
And
nowadays
whatever
we have
company
virtual
names I have
storage. What
mentioned
is
here, so this
virtual
is very
storage?
interesting
I'll
now.
take a very general example first before I go to the storage. In 1990s, I'm just going like, 20, 25 years before, especially if you're living, if you know about towns and districts and villages and mandals and all these places. Obviously, India is more in rural area, right? So if you just go in a town
IBM,
or a mandal or a
HP,
district, let's say
Dell,
20 years before,
Linux,
and imagine there is some
Microsoft,
marriage in your
Cisco,
family,
Juniper,
and
Huawei.
if you're visiting that
Did I
particular
miss any company here?
marriage,
No.
how the
All these
marriage used to be
companies
conducted
which
those
are
days.
very famous for providing
Back in those days, there
hardware
was no
devices for
something like,
last 2, 3, 4
convention hall or let's say
decades.
marriage
Let's
function
go
hall and
back.
all
If
those
you go
things.
to IBM and HP
So
and all
what
these
people used to
companies,
do, we
all
can
the
go from
family members used to
1950s
come
and
together.
1960s
They
actually.
used to
So these
bring a
companies were
chef
famous
or
for
some cook, a team
designing
of
and
cook, and they used
manufacturing
to
and
bring a
distributing
team
the
of cleaners,
physical
some
devices.
team as well as the operating
Multiple people,
system.
they have to
But
gather and they
today,
have to do all the
these all
arrangements near their
companies, they are
home.
providing the
Or
same
normally in
resources,
those days, actually,
the
if if
same
I think about
services,
my
what we
village,
used to
we used to go to
provide
the
for last 30,
school
40 years
ground
or
actually,
50,
the government school ground, which was a very big ground. So
as
we
well
used to
as
like,
they are also
make all the
providing
arrangements there. So if marriage is on
cloud.
10th, the
There is a
arrangements
IBM
will begin
cloud, there
from
is a
7th.
Juniper
Or
cloud,
let's
there
say
is a
at
Cisco
8th.
cloud, there is a Microsoft cloud, there is
It
a
will take
Dell
a lot of
cloud,
time.
there is a HP cloud.
Okay. Then
See,
came this concept.
these companies which are manufacturing the devices, they are also providing cloud today. They are also cloud
Marriage
providers.
function halls. Literally, you
Companies
will
like
see these
IBM
function
and
halls
HP and
everywhere.
Juniper,
Forget
actually,
about
these
big
are the
cities,
top
metro
10, 12
cities, or
companies.
districts or towns.
Microsoft is obviously
Literally,
number
every
second
village or
place.
nearby every
So they are
village, you will see
providing all
these
these
function halls
resources
now.
there.
So what we
It's
do
not
now,
like only,
if someone is
okay,
getting married on
few
so and so
companies
date,
are
we just
providing
go there
cloud
and book the
services. No.
function hall.
How
We
many
just go there
companies
and
are
book the
providing,
function hall, let's
this?
say like 10
There are
days or
some
15 days before. And
hundreds of
we
companies
just
that
go to the
provides you the
function
cloud
hall on the
services.
day of the
Out of
marriage.
all these hundreds
And
of
what about
companies,
all this
the companies like
responsibility, all
Juniper,
these, arrangements and everything? The marriage function hall
Cisco,
people, they will take
Red
responsibility of
Hat,
each and everything,
IBM,
right? They will say,
HP,
okay, tell us how many people are coming, how many
all these
guests are
companies
coming.
are also providing
1,000.
cloud
Okay.
services.
Tell us what food
Okay.
should be cooked,
So who
veg
is
and
using
non-veg.
cloud
What should be
computing
the
here, friends?
dessert? What should be this?
Literally
If we
every
just need to give
company
all
on the
the
face
details
of
to
the
them,
earth
they will
is
say, okay,
directly
we are
or
taking
indirectly connected to
responsibility of
cloud.
everything.
Any
This is the
business, my
amount you
friend,
have to pay.
literally any
So,
business,
nowadays
they are
everyone
connected to
is
cloud.
literally
If you are
happy to
having a
pay that
small
money
business, let's say,
because someone who
every
is having a small
responsibility is
business,
taken
but
care
if
by
that
whom?
person is having a
The
website,
function
that
hall
website
team.
is running in cloud. So are they doing
Okay.
anything?
So see
Are
here,
they
these
doing
are
any
some of the
favor
very
to the
famous companies that
you
provides
and
you
me
cloud.
in a way? No,
Amazon,
right? They are
Microsoft, and
taking
Google
money. They are
are
taking
taking
money
number
and they are
1, 2,
providing
and
all
3
the
position
services.
for last 10,
The
12 years.
same logic applies in cloud, my friend.
IBM,
If you just go
Oracle,
in history,
Alibaba,
20 years before,
Salesforce,
15 years before,
VMware,
12 years
HP,
before,
Cisco,
a
so
company
there are
used to
many more
bring
companies. If you
everything
know
in
any
their
big company
location and
name,
they have to
that company is
build
literally
everything
providing
from
cloud
scratch.
services today. Any
So it
IT
was not so
company, they are
easy.
providing
Increasing
cloud
storage,
services.
very
Recently,
difficult.
Reliance people,
Decreasing storage,
our
very difficult.
Ambani,
They
literally they
have
used to do
launched
everything there, my friend.
the cloud
But
services.
later on, what
So very
came?
soon they'll be providing all the
Later
services
on came the
actually.
concept of cloud.
So like the marriage
Whenever you
function
talk
hall
about
people, they are
Ambanis, you
taking the
think about maybe like
responsibility
say
of the
petroleum,
stage, the
or you think
chairs, the
about like
dining hall,
mobile
the
phone network.
decoration, the food and everything. This cloud people are taking the responsibility of your complete IT infrastructure. They are saying, listen, do you just run your business? We will take care of your IT resources. You run your business, we will take care of your IT resources. You tell us how much storage you need. Today, if you say 50 TB, we are ready to
right?
provide
They
you
think about
50
mobile
TB.
phone networks.
Tomorrow,
They
if
think
you
about
say
different businesses. Maybe they
50,000
have
TB, we are
different sports
indeed
team like
ready to
cricket team
provide
and football team and
50,000
all those
TB.
things.
But what was the need for them to
Wow,
come into
this
this
is such an
business?
excellent offer, right?
So cloud providers are saying
Any
we are ready to provide
famous
everything.
business
So literally,
person, they
like
will
today,
simply try
everyone
to
is
go
getting
in a business which
married
is
in
more
a
successful, right?
function hall or some place
Same
where
logic here, my
all
friend.
the arrangements can
Amazon
be done
people,
properly.
the
Literally,
Ambanis are
every
coming to
company is
this business
connected to the
because
cloud. They know the
now the
growth of
cloud
this cloud
provider are
computing. So
saying, okay,
beside these
we'll manage
companies, you will see
everything
many
for you. We'll
companies.
manage there is a very
Complete
famous
resources
Indian
for you.
company also.
But you should have a team
It
who
is
should know
actually they
how
started
to
a
connect to
company
our
somewhere
data
in
centers and how to
Hyderabad.
take the storage,
If you're somewhere from
how to
Hyderabad,
increase
maybe
the
you have
storage or how to
heard about
decrease
this
the
company. It
storage.
is called
And who is
Control.
the team actually? That team is actually you and me.
Yes.
Amazon people are not coming and making any configuration for us. Microsoft people or Google people, they will not do anything for us. They are saying we will provide you the resources.
See,
There
this
is
is
no
a
need for you to
Control
go to
S. See
online
what
and
they
do
says
some
here.
shopping or buy some storage. There is no need for you to go to some
15
shop
data
in a metro
centers
city and bring
across
some
8
extra
major
storage. No,
markets and
we will
growing.
provide you everything through internet. You just need
Mm.
to have some trained professionals, cloud computing trained professionals,
So this
Linux
is these
server
are the data
administration
centers
trained
somewhere in
professionals.
Hyderabad. They have all
You
this
just take these people
infrastructure.
and
Not
run
only in
your
Hyderabad,
business.
actually, they have
Okay.
in
Suppose
multiple
imagine if there
cities
is no
within
cloud.
India.
I'm not sure if they have grown,
Let's
their
say data
15 years
centers
before
similar
or 20
also in
years
India
before there was
also.
no cloud.
Let me just check it
What
once.
about the
The
Linux
Mumbai, Chennai,
administrators and
Hyderabad,
Windows
Noida, Bangalore,
administrators?
Kolkata.
Where
As
they
of
are
now, they
not?
are in this
Of course, they
location.
were available. Network
If you go to
administrators,
this
of course, they were
Hyderabad
available.
location,
Storage
you can see
administrators, of
what
course,
we
they were
have
available.
inside the Hyderabad
So
location.
when
I'll show
someone
you all
says
these
like
details
cloud
hopefully
is
tomorrow.
taking the jobs
Okay,
of all
just to
these
show you
people,
like,
no,
okay,
it is
see,
not
they are the
taking the
data
job of the
centers.
server administrator or the network administrator or the
This is
storage
not one of the
administrator.
big companies.
This
Literally,
is
these people are,
needed today also in every company, and they will be
very
needed
famous Indian
literally
company.
every time.
It is not even in
The
top
extra
10 or
thing
top
is it
15 or
is
20, top
increasing
20
the
also
jobs in
across
a
the globe. But
company.
still,
Means,
within our
for
country, we
example,
have this
imagine
particular Control
I just
S
go with some
as a
names.
cloud provider.
Let's say Priya was
Okay,
working as
fine. What
Linux
about
admin.
the
AWS
okay?
cloud,
Priya
where
is
they are
working as
located,
Linux admin,
where is
and let's say
infrastructure, all these
David is
details we'll
working
see
as
hopefully tomorrow.
as of now. This
Network
is
admin.
something what we need to know about cloud
And
computing.
let's say, so I hope you're more comfortable with the definition now. Fatima, she is working as storage admin.
So what is the
Let's say there is
definition?
no
Cloud
cloud.
computing is
There
the
is some
on-demand
company
delivery
where
of
these
IT
three people are
resources
working.
over the internet
Priya
with
is working on
pay-as-you-go
Linux.
pricing.
David is
So
working on
this is what
network, and
cloud
Fatima is
computing is all
working on
about, my friends. So what is
storage.
cloud computing?
Okay.
You know now.
Now,
Who is using cloud
if there is a
computing? You know.
cloud in that
And
company,
who
or
is
if that
providing
company and
cloud
people are
computing?
using
That also
cloud,
you
they
know.
need one more
So if
person
you want to
actually.
select any cloud
Let's
provider
say
blindly,
they
then you
got
can go with
with
simply
they
Amazon
gone with
or
Anusha.
Microsoft or Google.
So this person,
Amazon is the
Anusha, she is
market leader
working
for
as
sure.
a
Amazon
cloud
is the
admin.
market leader for cloud providers.
Okay. But who is she?
He,
She is
you may
learning
get a
about
job in
cloud computing
Microsoft
and all the
Azure
other things.
also.
Fine.
So
She
when
is
you
a
apply
cloud
for a job
administrator.
on
Fine. But what
in
exactly
cloud
she learn in
technology
cloud?
in any
She
company,
learn the
if that
Linux
company
servers.
needs
She learn
Microsoft
about the
Azure people,
networking.
they
She
can
learn
still
about
take
the
your interview.
storage. Because
Okay, in case if these
technology will
people,
remain
this
same.
company is not
It's not
hiring
like if
any
you go to
person there,
Microsoft
you know
Azure,
what that company can
there is
do?
something
They will
else
ask
there. Or if you
Priya,
go to
David, and
IBM
Fatima to
cloud, there is
go and
something else. No.
upgrade themselves
If
to
there is
learn
a
the
service
cloud.
called virtual
Priya is
machine
working in the
in
same
Amazon,
company now.
virtual
But she
machine
is
service
working
is
as a
available
cloud
in Azure,
administrator,
Google,
and that
IBM,
server is running
Alibaba,
in
VMware,
cloud.
HP,
Instead of
Salesforce,
physical
everyone.
server, it is running in
If there
cloud.
is a service called
David is working as
storage,
a network
the storage
administrator,
service is
but instead
available
of managing
literally
the physical
everywhere.
network in the company, David is managing the network
If
over
you
the
learn
cloud.
one
Fatima
cloud
is working
service
as
very
a
well,
storage
all the other
administrator
services you
instead
can
of
learn by
managing,
yourself.
the
This
local
much I can
storage.
say.
She is managing
So
storage on
don't worry,
cloud.
in future
So
maybe
literally
you'll be
these three
learning
people
Microsoft
are
Azure by
there
yourself
before,
because
and these three
all
people
the
are again
similarities will be
available
there,
today.
services will
But
be
these
same, three people
people
it
should
will be same,
upgrade themselves with the
practically things will
latest
be different.
technology
That's
that
it.
is cloud.
So overall, you can
Because
easily
if David is a
adapt
network
to the different
administrator, he
cloud
is
provider
managing
also
networking.
if needed.
Your
Obviously,
company's
it will be
network
needed
David
for
is
you in
managing
coming,
this
but
or
at the
coming years
same
at least.
time, David should
As a
manage
fresher
the
for next
cloud
2-3 years, you'll
network
be
also.
working only on
Means there is a service
AWS
called
most probably.
VPC, but later
Okay,
on,
let me
if
just
you're
add here.
moving into some other cloud service,
For this
then it will not be
EC2,
difficult for you to.
Priya should be
Move that.
good
There
in
are
a
many
service called
companies
EC2.
actually where they are
EC2.
using multiple
David
cloud
should be good in
providers.
a service
Not
called
only one,
VPC.
multiple cloud
Fatima should be
providers.
good in a service called S3.
They are
using multiple cloud
If there
providers
is no
actually.
cloud,
Some servers they are
S3
running in
service is not
Amazon, some
available.
servers
If
they are
there is
running
no
in
cloud,
Microsoft. That is
VPC is
also
not
possible.
available. If there is no cloud, EC2 is not available. But what
Okay,
about
so
server?
this is your
Is it
cloud
available? Yes.
computing, my
What
friend.
about
I hope it
network?
is more
Available.
clear
What
now.
about
The
storage?
concept
Available.
of cloud
So
computing.
instead of
So whatever
managing
we are
things
using for
physically,
last 2,
they are
3,
managing
4,
things
5
on
decades, the
cloud.
technology is still
So
same.
literally, Fatima is
Servers are
still the
same.
storage admin,
Operating
David
system
is
is
still the
same.
network admin.
Router
But instead of
configuration,
managing
the way
physical
the router
networks,
is
they are working
managed
in
is
cloud
same.
network. The storage use
This
is
is
same.
the
The
difference we
firewall
had now.
configuration
So
or the
now what these
firewall,
people will
how
do,
it is working is
like
same.
things
We
are
need to
same.
increase the
The only
storage from
thing that is
50
changing
TB
here
to
is instead of
500
using
TB. So
all
Fatima
physical
knows
devices, we are
how
using
to
all
increase the
virtual
storage from
devices.
50 TB
Or
to
let us say
500 TB.
partially physical and
If
partially
let us say
virtual.
you are adding 20 more servers,
This
Priya
is the
knows how to
situation
add
as
20
of
more
now
servers
across
in
the
cloud.
globe.
If you are, designing the IP
Cloud is
addressing
one
and,
of
you're
the most
configuring
demanding
routers and you're
jobs
configuring
across the globe
firewalls there,
for last 2,
David
3
is the
years and
person who
for
is
coming
configuring everything there.
many years. See,
Cloud will be
this
obviously
is
one
what
of the
cloud is
most
all about, my
demanding
friend. Roles.
we are using the
Okay,
resources, but
fine.
cloud
That's it for
people
the
are
day,
not
friends.
providing
I'm
the
here for like a
resources
couple of
directly.
minutes. If you
They
have
are
any
saying
doubts,
this
any
is the
questions, feel
platform.
free to send your
This
questions
is the
in chat box. If
platform
you want to talk to
we
me
are
directly,
providing you. You
I'm
hire your
available for you.
administrators. They should know how to connect to us, connect to our data centers, and they should know how to take servers from us. They should know how
Tomorrow,
to
most
make their own
probably, we'll
networks,
just
and they
try to
should
see
know how
the
to
data
provide
centers of
security, and they
AWS,
should
how
know
they
how
are
to take the
providing data
storage.
centers. We
This
have
is
to
what
know
you
as a
should know.
cloud
Friends,
administrator
if you know this
from
service
where exactly they are
EC2,
providing the services so that we can
VPC,
connect and we can access the resources there.
S3. If you know these three services, only these three services actually.
Okay, friends.
By the way,
So
these
over
three
to you now.
services will
I'm
take around
waiting for your
25 days.
questions if you have any.
It's not like in
If
one
not,
day
we
we
can
can
stop the
finish this.
session for today.
But still,
And
if you know
hopefully
these
we'll meet
three
again tomorrow
services,
at same
I
time,
can
7
say this
p.m.
with 100%
India Standard Time.
guarantee
I think
that
tomorrow they will
you're
change the link.
eligible
Today
to
was
get
the
a
last
job
demo.
literally in any
Okay,
company on the
so
face
in
of
case
the
if you're
earth
interested,
where
you need
the
to
cloud
contact these
computing is
numbers.
used.
These are the
Only on
numbers.
these
They
three
will
services you will get a job.
guide you
And for next
regarding all
2,
the
3, 5
details here.
years
Let
or
me just show
so,
you the
as a
number.
cloud administrator, you are working only on these three services. In rare cases, maybe some other service, but overall, whenever a company
Yes.
is
So these are
hiring
the
you on a
numbers. You can
cloud
see that clearly.
administration job, whenever they want to take you, they
Any
will
of the number you
test your
can
knowledge
message them
on
on
these three
WhatsApp or you can call
services.
them. Hopefully
If
they
you're
will
good in these three services,
guide you in remaining all
great.
the other
You will be good
things.
in all the other services. But if you're weak in these three
Okay, friends.
services,
So
my
that's
friend,
it for the day. I'm
literally
here
you
for
will
like
not move
30 more
forward in
seconds.
your
Anything else we will
interviews.
see,
Forget
or
about
else we'll
getting a
stop the
job.
session for today.
No. So whenever there is an interview, there will be certain rounds there, right? 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 5 rounds, whatever. So in every round, they are testing you on these three services. So this is your cloud computing, my friend. So if you go back to this
Hello.
image here again, see, application is
Yeah,
there.
Pushpa,
But
please go
where the
ahead.
application is running? On a server operating system. Where the server operating system is
Mm.
running? On a
Sir,
hardware. Now the question here is the hardware
what
and the
to
operating system,
this also
is it present
means
within your
this is
company
demo
or
class,
is it
right?
present in the
Yeah.
AWS data center?
The actual
So
classes is
now,
starting
because of
from.
cloud computing, the
This
hardware
is
and the
actually,
operating system is
see, we are
running in
going
the
in a very simple and
AWS data
easy way. So
center.
the actual
So
class
before
started
10
on
years,
Monday
the
itself, that
person
is
who was the
yesterday.
administrator, the network administrator.
Okay.
Today also that person is the
So what
network
we have
Means
administrator.
discussed.
it's
Before 10 years, the person who was the
it's
storage
all
administrator. Today also that
theoretically
person is a storage
you are
administrator. But the
explaining, no?
difference is
Sorry. Yeah,
previously he was
theoretical.
managing
See, I will
everything
be explaining
physically, but
theoretically
now
for
he is
next 3,
he
4
or
days
she is
actually.
managing things over the then
Okay.
we will enter into
So
practical.
this is
First we need to see a
the
lot of
thing
theory.
about
Then
cloud
we have like
computing
many
and
many
server
practicals.
administration, my friend.
We simply cannot,
Okay, so
separate
right
them.
now we are in theory only,
They are
and we will
part
be in
of
theory for
each
more
other.
classes
If
before we
someone is
go into
again interested
practicals.
only in the AWS, they can
See,
learn
whether it
it.
is AWS or
If someone
Linux
is
servers or
interested
Windows
only in the
servers,
Linux
without
server
practicals, there is
administration,
no
they can
course.
learn it. But again, why we are learning
Okay,
these
and
things?
once you get a job, the
If you do
primary
something
reason
on
is to
day
get
one,
a
you do
job,
only
right?
practicals. There is obviously the primary reason.
Theoretically, it's
So
only for
whenever a
your
company is looking
understanding
for
for
a
your
person
interviews and for
for
your,
cloud computing,
making a
if the
project and all
server
those things. But
administration is not
practicals
mentioned
are the things that you
in that
do
person's
as the
resume,
administrator. So obviously we
that
have to see
resume will not
practicals.
be
But please,
highlighted for sure. That
right
resume
now,
will not get
initially some classes it will be
any
all
preference there.
theory. Then we'll go with the
And if a person is
practicals of
applying for
our
a
thing.
window, if a person is applying for a server administration job, and if the cloud computing is not mentioned there in that resume, again, my friend, you will not be lucky to get an interview call also.
Okay,
In
Shiva
most of
Ram,
the
I think you
cases, if
came
not
today.
all, in most
This
of the
was, I
cases.
think, your first session.
Okay,
And
so this is a very
Yes, yes.
simple technology.
Actually,
Simple in the sense,
I'm back in
everything
Java
is
now.
already designed actually.
So,
We are
how,
not designing
how will you
anything
help
from
to
our
this
side.
course to me
Everything
in
is
my
already
career
there.
growth?
Everything is already
Can you tell
designed.
me anything?
We just need to learn how to
your voice
use
is
it.
not clear. I think you said you are a Java developer. Is it?
Yes,
For
yes, yes.
example, I
I'm a
just take
Java
example,
backend
then
developer.
hopefully we can stop the session for today.
So in
Like for
future, like,
example, see
how will
the
helpful is my
S3
career
color
growth
here
for this
is in
course?
red.
So you
Can I
mentioned
change
Linux
from
and
red to blue? Yeah.
done.
And every
VPC
every
color is
batch
also
of
in red.
mine,
Can I change
especially
from blue
AWS,
to
in
red
last
to, let's
many
say,
years,
green?
not for like
Say only this
can I
batch or
change the
previous
EC2
batch.
color from
In
red to
last many
something?
years, people are
I can do
coming
this,
from,
right? Because see, all
different
the options
backgrounds,
are
like
clearly
you're a
available there.
developer or a programmer,
Each and
whatever
every
you call
option
it
is
as
available
front
there.
end, back end,
Are
whatever
we
it
adding
is.
anything from our side?
People are coming from those
Of course, no.
backgrounds and they are learning because it is
Same
anyway
is with
mandatory
your
for them.
server
Many
administration and the
people are
cloud
learning because
administration.
there is a market
Everything
demand.
is
Companies are
literally
asking them to learn
available
cloud.
there. We just need to
Okay.
learn why
And
this particular
I
service is
don't have
available,
any
how
knowledge
to
on
use it,
AWS, so
and how
basic
to
knowledge
troubleshoot it.
also. You can
This
start
is
from the
actually our
scratch to
journey.
understand,
This is
or
actually our
Career
okay.
as a cloud
what we
admin
have
or a
discussed today is the
server
most
admin.
basic
Services
things you
are
can
already
learn in
available.
cloud actually.
Know about that particular
Okay.
service,
Yesterday
why that
was one
particular
session, it
service is
was again
designed,
very basic.
and
Today is
learn
the
how to
another
use it.
session, it is very
Take the
basic.
example of your
So
mobile phone.
any
How many
person who is
applications
a
you have?
fresher without,
See, you are
many
a
applications,
developer,
right?
right? You know
But
many
can you
things
Yes.
send
about
a,
IT and all those
message to
things.
your friend,
I'm
Yes.
saying,
like if
using,
someone
let's say,
is
a
a
BA to a
graduate,
Swiggy app.
Bachelor
No.
of Arts,
Can you
or
order your
someone is
food by
coming from
using WhatsApp?
BCom,
No.
that is from
Every
commerce.
application
If
is
someone has
designed
done
for a
MBA
purpose,
in
right? So
English
we
or
know why
MBA
this
in Telugu,
application is
MBA in
designed
Marathi,
and
whatever.
how to use this application.
Yeah.
Every person can learn
Same
AWS
concept,
from
same
scratch.
logic
This is the
applies
place
here
to
in our
start your AWS.
cloud as
After
well
this,
as
you
your
may have
Linux
like many
server
advanced
administration.
courses. That's a different thing. But
Yeah,
now,
I'm thinking this is advanced course only. That's why I'm
Okay,
asking
friends.
you.
So
This
this
is a
is
very
something
basic or
about
advanced one.
this
we are
servers
starting from
and
basics and
the
we'll go to
cloud.
advanced. What
Just
I'm
to show
saying
you,
here is,
like,
day one, we are
how
not
big
starting
is
like,
this
what is
technology?
a
Literally,
grammar or what is noun, what is
every
pronoun. We
company
are
is
starting
connected
from
to
ABCD
cloud.
and we'll go up to the
Maybe
grammar.
companies
If you're
are talking in
completely
English way.
working on cloud,
So we
and
are
maybe there are
starting
some
everything from
companies which are,
basics and we'll go up to the
partially connected on cloud.
advanced
Okay.
level.
But as an
Okay.
administrator, we are,
Actually, I'm thinking
eligible
this
to
is
get a
advanced.
job in
Means I don't know. Just
Every
I
company.
joined,
This is a
so
big
I
yeah,
thought only few
advantage we have
short we
in
can confirm
cloud
with
and
you.
the
This is
server
advanced because
administration
I'm
career.
business person.
One of
We are
the best
starting from
advantage
basics and we
is
go to
we
advanced.
are
Okay.
needed in
How
every
long it will
company.
take time
That
for
is one
complete this
thing.
course
It
and
will
Job
take around
security will
45
be
days
there. Why
actually to
job
complete.
security? If there
okay.
is no
So
server
yesterday was
admin, if there
first
is no cloud
demonstration.
admin,
Today is the second
there is no
demonstration.
computer network.
We'll
And if there is
just
no computer
slowly
network, there
heat
is
up
no
things
server.
actually. So
If
for
there is no
most
server,
probably
what we do
tomorrow,
actually in
we'll see
company,
more
like
advanced
programmer
things.
or a
So
multimedia
today's session,
person
if
or
you
an
know,
accounts person,
tomorrow's
a
session will
sales
be more
person, a
interesting for
production
you.
person,
You can
what they
understand
do
everything
without a
tomorrow.
server?
If you come
Nothing, right?
tomorrow, after tomorrow,
They
it will be
simply
more
cannot do
interesting.
anything without a
Actually, it is
server.
something like a
So we are
chain.
the people who are
Okay.
responsible for
When
managing,
you
maintaining,
see a
and train
troubleshooting
actually
all these things.
every
And the
box
best
is
part here
connected
is
there.
there is
Every
nothing
dabba, what we
physical
say
here
generally
what
we
is
have to do.
connected there. So if you
Everything is
miss one
there
thing, then
through a
it
service,
is
through a
divided. So better
cloud
you attend
service.
every class, it
Through a
will be
web
easy for you to
browser, we need to
understand.
access everything and we need to
And also I have doubt.
literally
Suppose
manage
we
everything
have
there.
some different cloud technology. Azure are there and
Okay,
AWS and Google Cloud is there,
fine. So
right?
this is something
Mhm.
So
about,
the concepts
like I
are
said,
all
this
same
is the
there, right?
first
And
demonstration,
clusters
friends.
they are using,
Most
data
probably in
centers are
coming days,
using.
we'll just try to
So
understand the
suppose
concept first. In next one or
I'm
two
learning this
classes, we'll just
AWS.
try to
After that, I'll
understand
move
what
to
is this
Azure.
technology all about.
So
Once
any
we
difference
enter
is
into
there
the
or
main topics, then
anything
things
is
will be much more
any
easier
See,
big
for
it's
us.
difference?
Normally, what
suppose
people do
imagine you are
on day
using a
one,
bike.
they say something about
Mhm.
VPC.
Let's
They
say,
talk
I'll just
something
take a
about
very
S3.
general
They talk
example.
something about EC2.
Okay.
Let's say you're using a
In
Honda
cricketing
bike.
terminologies, it is something like
Okay.
a bouncer. What
Okay,
is
so you know
bouncer?
how to drive
The
this
ball
Honda
is
bike.
going above the
You know
head.
how to ride it. You know this,
So the
right?
class
Yes.
will
You're
go
using
above the
this
Yes.
head
Honda bike.
actually. So
Suppose, after
just try
some
to
time, you're changing your
understand the
company
whole
from
concept
Honda to, let's
first.
say,
Then we can probably go
Suzuki.
with
Will
this.
it be difficult for you to ride this bike in more details?
No, actually. But gear
So,
systems are
okay,
different,
so
right?
what you know,
And
friends, I'm
different
That's
here
gear
it.
for like
also.
at least couple of
Obviously,
minutes.
something should
Any
be different,
questions we
right?
will see.
Something should be
We were
different. So
expecting
one is
actually
your
more
Azure,
people
one is your
at 7
AWS,
o'clock.
one
I'm
is your
starting a
GCP.
batch for some months only.
Theoretically,
So
they
I
are
don't know
same.
how
See,
much I
cloud
can
computing
expect
will
here, but
not
anyhow, we
survive
started the
actually if
class,
every
no
company is
looking back.
offering something new. No,
So
man, that will
hopefully
not
tomorrow
work.
we may get some
Okay,
more people,
it's
but
a
let's see.
global
Let's see how it
technology.
goes.
So globally, they will
As of now,
follow
whatever
certain
is the
rules there.
situation, this
So
is what it
globally, they will
is.
simply go
So
with
we started the
the
session
same
today. Today
technology.
was the
Names can
first
be
session.
different. Again, I'm
Okay, it
saying
is counted
names
as
can
the
be
first
different.
session.
Okay, instead of
And like I said, every day
in
we'll just try to dig
AWS we
deep
call
and
it
we'll
as
just try to see
EC2.
what
exactly is this
instance,
cloud and
what is EC2
server
instance? This is a
administration.
virtual machine.
This is
EC2
not the
instance.
end.
But
This is the
in
start of your career.
Microsoft Azure,
Obviously,
we
you'll
call it
just
as
move ahead in your career, right? So there are many more
virtual
opportunities.
machine. You can see
So what's
yourself
the
working
difference
in
here?
server
One is the
administration
EC2
for
machine, one
rest
is the
of your
virtual
life.
machine.
You can see yourself working in
Okay.
cloud for rest of
Theoretically,
your
they are
life.
same.
You can see
Practically,
yourself
they are
working
same.
in,
Practically, there will be some
something like
differences,
DevOps
but
or
theoretically, they are
cybersecurity
same.
for rest
The
of your
only
life.
difference here is
But to
one
go for
company is calling it
DevOps or
as
cybersecurity or
virtual
anything,
machine.
that is,
One company is calling it as
for experienced person, you should have
AWS.
great
EC2 machine
understanding
or
of the
EC2
servers
instance. That's it. And great understanding of the
Okay.
cloud concepts. Even this company, Control S, that is
Oh,
also same. This Control S is also same. See,
Okay,
it
so
is
that's
showing
it
like
for the
low
reference.
latency.
I'm here for
Tomorrow
like 30
when we
more
come, we'll
seconds.
just
Any
spend at
doubts,
least
any
20
questions,
minutes
we will see.
discussing on
Or
this
else we can
latency.
stop the session for today.
We are discussing latency in
Hopefully we'll meet
AWS.
again tomorrow at same time, 7
Flexible
p.m. India
subscription
Standard
model,
Time.
same thing here. quick deployment.
And most probably after like a couple of
same
weeks,
thing in
like
Amazon
next
Cloud,
week
same thing in
maximum, let's say,
Microsoft Cloud.
I'll be starting
On-demand
Linux
self-service.
administration
See, right now we are in
parallelly
Control
with this
S.
class. So
Maybe
7 to 8
maybe
every day it will be
very few
AWS.
people know about this company
Linux
actually.
can be for like
People who are
8
already
PM
working in
most
cloud, they
probably.
know about this. But
Let's
you
say
know,
8 PM
freshers,
or 9 PM
they
something.
know about Microsoft
At
and
the time
Google
Linux
and
administration
Amazon
will
only.
be
But
there.
this is
So you can go for
another
both
big
the
Indian
courses
company.
parallelly.
So see, these are the
And
same
in within
features
next
we have in
2 months,
AWS.
most probably
These
within
are the
next
same
2
features
months,
we have in
you can finish everything there.
Microsoft Azure. Theoretically, it will be same. Practically, it will be different.
Okay. But easily understand the new technology, means other cloud technology also, right? Once
Yes,
you learn.
yes. That is what I'm saying. You can easily understand. Okay, so I guess
Okay.
no questions from anyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
forgot about the
Amisha,
cloud, my
Pushpa,
friend. If you go
Yogesh,
with
Durga.
this, you know,
Fine. So we'll stop the
Linux
session
server
here, friends, and
administration,
hope to see
Windows
you
server
again tomorrow
administration. When you go with
at
Linux
same
server
time. And most
administration, you are
probably
learning
within
about
like couple of
users,
days,
groups,
I'll share
file
the email
management,
ID.
data
I'll share my
management,
personal email
backup,
ID as well as my personal
backup
WhatsApp
and
number.
restore,
Any
process
questions, any doubt
management.
when you do
Okay, these are the
practicals
things you are
actually.
learning in Linux. And when you
Most
go to
probably
Windows
while
servers,
doing practicals, we'll get
users,
some doubts
groups,
initially.
file
One
management,
or two
data
small
management,
tips from
backup,
my side will be
process
like more than
management.
enough for you to do
Everything
all
is
the
again same. The
practicals.
topic is same.
There are
There
certain
is a DNS
practicals
server
you
in
should be
Linux.
good
There is a
in.
DNS
If you're
server
good
in
in those
Windows.
practicals,
Okay, there
all
is
the
a
other
file
things will come
permission in
into
Linux.
place.
There is a file permission
Normally,
in Windows.
people try to do
So
big
this
practicals
servers
initially.
also
No,
same.
just try to go with the
Practically
simple
they are
and
different.
basic
That's it.
practicals. On those simple and basic practicals,
Yeah.
you can build complete cloud infrastructure as well, as well as you
Yeah.
can
Okay,
learn the
sir.
complete Linux server administration. Fine. So
So
practicals are not big, my friend. Practicals are not difficult. Okay. You know, the most important thing in cloud and the server or any technology for that matter is understanding the technology. If you know what exactly this technology all about, then done. 80%, 70 to 80% work is done on that particular day. For example, whenever we start a topic, initial 10, 15
Yeah, my
minutes
side
is
is
the
clear.
most important
fine. That's
part
it.
of that particular class. In that 10 to 15 minutes, we will see, okay, what is this topic? Why it is designed? If you know what is this topic and why it is designed, remaining things are only practicals. Next, okay, cancel, select. Options will be
Any
available.
question
We
from
just
your
need to
side,
select the
Pushparaj? I can
options
see you have
and we just need
unmuted
to
yourself.
continue with our configuration. That's it, my
Sir,
friend. Okay,
sir,
fine.
you are telling this
Okay,
almost AWS and
fine. That's it for the day. Thanks again
this
for joining.
Azure
See
are
you again
same.
tomorrow at
We
7
are
p.m.
learning
India Standard Time.
AWS, right?
Thank you,
We
guys.
can
Bye.
apply for Azure jobs.
That is what I said some minutes before, right? We can easily apply for Azure job also. They need a person who has the
Welcome back,
understanding
friends.
of cloud. They
Okay,
will not
so
ask you like, where to go, how to go.
let us see
Like,
more about cloud
for
computing
example, if you
today.
go with this
More basics
MS
of cloud computing.
PowerPoint here, this is the best example
Okay.
I can take. See, there are many options here,
So
like
if I go with the
insert,
definition of cloud
design,
computing,
okay,
this is the definition I
animations,
have taken
record,
from
something like
the
this. When you go for a
Amazon,
MS Office job,
Amazon
they will test you like
documents.
whether you know this or
You know
not.
what
They
this
will not
is?
ask
This
you
is
each and
cloud
everything, each
computing
and
is
every
the
option which is
on-demand
available
delivery
here.
of IT
So when you
resources
go
over
for
the internet
cloud, they will test your
with
knowledge on
pay-as-you-go
the cloud
pricing.
services. They will
Instead
ask you a
of
service about
buying, owning,
storage.
and
They
maintaining
will ask you
physical data
something about virtual
centers
machines. They will ask you
and
something about
servers, you can
VPC.
access
They will ask you
technology
something about
services such
IAM
as
service.
computing power,
Similar services are available
storage,
in Azure, so you
database
can easily
on
apply for.
as needed basis from a cloud
Not only
provider
you,
like
they can call
AWS.
you actually. The
This is the
company can call
definition.
you
So let
for
us
an
try to
interview in case if they are
dig
still
deep
using the
into this
Microsoft
definition.
Azure
What they
also.
says here actually,
Technology will remain
they says
same.
it is an
Services
on-demand
will remain
delivery
same.
of IT
The only difference will
resources.
be the names and the practicals.
On-demand
And
delivery
practical should
of
not be a different,
IT
difficult
resources. What do you
task
mean
for
by
anyone.
on-demand
It should
delivery?
never be a difficult task.
See, on-demand delivery
Practicals are
means
clearly
whatever you
mentioned on your
need,
screen.
they
Like
are
if you know how
ready
to
to
use your
provide
computer
you those resources actually.
graphically,
I
practicals
repeat,
will be similar
whatever
in
resources you need to run your
AWS
business,
and Azure and all those things.
a company like
It's a graphical
AWS, Amazon
presentation.
Web Services, they are ready
Commands
to
also
provide
possible,
all
but
the
graphical
resources to you.
presentation
What
will be there.
resources? Yeah, IT
We just need to
resources.
use the options.
So
And
what
we
is
just
the
need
need
to
of
proceed
IT
with our
resources for our
configuration.
business?
The need of IT resources for our
The
business
only thing
is
that
we
you
need
need
to
to
not
run
get
our
from the
application there,
internet
we
is
need to run some
understanding
services
of a
there, we
technology.
need to store
Maybe
some
you can
data
go
there.
and see
Okay,
20
users will be working in our
demo
company,
sessions
they
on
will be
cloud
connected to
today or
servers. So we
tonight.
need all these
That is
resources,
possible.
right?
But can you
Without
ask
a
a question to
resource, we
them?
cannot
That's
imagine
the
any
problem we have with the internet.
application or
You
any
cannot
data
get the
here.
understanding
Okay,
until
so
and unless
cloud
you're not
people are saying we
interacting
will
with a
provide you
trainer.
all the resources
Your
what
doubts
you
will not
need.
be clear actually.
Take
There
the
are many
resources from us
videos
and
available on
pay
internet
as regarding
you
cloud computing
go
demo for last
pay
6, 7,
as
8
you
years.
use. But the big
So
problem there
whatever
is
resources
you
you are
simply
using,
cannot clear
that
your
much you are
doubt.
paying there, my
That is
friend.
a big problem.
Maybe let's say,
Okay, so here right now we
online
are using
sessions are live
300
sessions,
servers
there.
so you have the
So what we need
opportunity
to
or
do,
you
we
have
need
the
to pay
option to
money
clear
for
all your doubts.
300
And by the way,
servers.
like I said, I'll be
Okay,
sharing my
and if
if you are
number,
using,
hopefully
let's say,
maximum tomorrow.
30
that,
servers,
in case
you are
if you have
paying
any
money for
other
how
doubt,
many
you can
servers?
simply
30 servers.
So this is
Contact
pay
me
as you
on my
go mode.
WhatsApp number.
Every
If
day
you are
people
storing, let's
contact
say,
me.
300 TB
So I'm
of
saying
data,
like when
you will
when
pay
I'm
money for
in
300
class, I may
TB of
not answer
storage that
this.
you are
But once
using.
I finish the
But
class,
if you go and use,
it may
let's
take me
say,
like 2-3 minutes or
some
5 minutes to respond to all the other messages.
3 TB of data, you are paying money only for 3 TB. So this is again pay as you use model. So this is your cloud computing, my friend. After
We
maybe
need to
like
pay
6 months or 8 months,
used.
automatically one more
So instead of
thing will be added in your resume,
physical
that is
data
your
centers,
Microsoft
owning
Azure.
physical data centers,
When you go with the
physical data
Microsoft
centers, we
Azure
can
and when
simply
you
go
see
with
the
the cloud.
curriculum and
So
all
what
those
are the
things, you feel like,
disadvantages
okay,
we have
it
if
may
you go
take
with
only
the
2 weeks for me
on-premise physical
to go with
networks?
these practicals.
It will be
So
so
if you go back in
easy for you to understand.
1970s, the time when we started actually using
Okay,
the
friends.
computer
So that's
networks.
it. That's it for the
Although
day.
internet
And
was not there
hopefully
in
we'll meet again tomorrow
1970s,
at
but
same
still, you
time,
know,
7
companies
p.m. India
started using
Standard Time
computer
with
networks.
more details. And like I said,
Okay,
this was the
but by
last
the time we enter in
demonstration.
1980s,
Tomorrow,
late
link will
1980s,
change.
especially
And
the internet started.
Shivaram, if you want to
Okay,
go through
the
the
digital
installation,
internet came,
contact
and
the
once we
management. They will
entered in
share the recordings with you.
1990s, especially mid
Okay?
1990s,
Fine.
internet
Yeah.
was
Thank you, man.
the
Bye. Take
most
care.
important part of every business. Okay, so if you go back in history, let's go back in 1970s again. To establish a network, to establish a computer network, what are the resources we used to? So these are the resources we used to use actually, like physical server, okay, then server operating systems. Back in those days, we used to have, you know, Unix operating systems, Unix flavors like IBM OS and HP UX. All this were like the operating systems available there. Hardware was very costly, so as the operating system. Okay. Then we used to have storage devices to store our data. Then we need firewall so that, you know, we can provide security. Okay, back in those days, maybe there was no firewall, but let us analyze, you know, what are the things we have in a computer network. Okay, firewall, and then we have something called a router. Without router, we cannot access internet. Without router, we cannot communicate with our branch office, so router is mandatory. We used to have switch or switches. See, when I say storage, it is, you know, high capacity storage. When I say router, there are multiple routers. When I say switch, there are again even, you know, thousands of switches are possible in a network. Okay, so these are some of the devices we used to have in every computer network. Okay, the first major disadvantage to go with your on-premise physical network is the cost. We have to pay money for physical servers. From where we can take physical servers? We can take physical servers from, let's say, a company like IBM or HP or Dell. Okay, and there are a few more companies. From here, we have to take all the physical servers. According to our requirement, we have to decide a particular configuration and we have to own that particular server. So if you need 300 servers, you can bring all 300 IBM servers. You can just go with some IBM, some HP, some Dell servers. It's up to your requirement. Okay. Then coming to the server OS, majorly we use Linux and Windows Server OS. So we have to take license for Windows and there is some, you know, other process for Linux operating system. So at the end of the day, we have to take everything. Storage devices. There is a very famous company called EMC that manufacture your storage devices. Coming to firewalls, Cisco is the leading company with Juniper and Huawei. These are some of the companies. Okay. For routers also, we have similar companies like, you know, Cisco, Juniper, Huawei. And coming to switch, let me just copy paste here. These are the three top companies that manufacture your firewalls, routers, and switches. Okay, they manufacture what? They manufacture your firewalls, routers, and switches. Can we imagine a computer network without a firewall, a router, or a switch? No, that's literally not possible. We will have these devices for sure. Okay, so see, to establish a computer network for our business, we need to take devices from all these different companies. Is there any company which is, you know, manufacturing all the devices? Answer is no. There are certain companies famous for firewall. There are certain companies famous for servers. There are certain companies famous for storage. So we have to bring all these devices together, hundreds and even thousands of devices. If you combine your computers, it can be easily thousands. Or if you go to a big company, the servers, the storage, firewalls, routers, switches, all these devices can be in thousands. So bring all these thousands of devices, connect all these thousands of devices, and then what to do? Then simply establish your network and run your business. Now, what are the other drawbacks we have if you go with this sort of network?
This is possible. This was possible in 1980s. This is possible in 1990s. It is possible 3 years before. It is possible today. It will be possible after like 10 years also. This network is still there in companies. We still use these networks. We just bring all the devices, we connect them, we configure them, and we start our business. Like, running the application or storing the data. Fine. It is still available. But what are the problems? The problems what I'm going to mention here, these are the problems we used to face in 1980s, 1990s, and the same problem we face today. Like, for example, one of the things we need to take care here is power backup. Obviously, if there is no power, if there is no electricity, none of the devices will work for sure, right? This is a very common thing. So we need to maintain the power backup. It is our company's responsibility. Okay. Then we need to have proper cooling system. Without cooling system, the devices will generate a lot of heat. Just take your mobile phone. If you watch a movie on your mobile phone for, let's say, 2.5 hours, your mobile phone will generate a lot of heat, right? Now, these are big machines, servers, storage, firewalls. Okay, they are running, too much data. They are running many applications. Thousands and thousands of people are connected to these devices. So obviously, they will generate more heat. So you should have a proper cooling system. Okay. Then fire and safety mechanism should be there. Then we should take large space because we need to connect all the devices here. Okay. So if you go with your own physical network, these are some of the things we need to consider. Besides spending huge money on all these physical devices, we need to consider the power backup system, the cooling system, the fire and safety mechanism. We need to take huge space and we need to think about many other safety mechanisms. Then we can run our own computer network. But the total cost of this computer network will be in Indian rupees. If I say, it will be in some crores of rupees. Crores and crores of rupees we need to spend there, my friend. How much? We need to simply spend some crores and crores of Indian rupees. Now, after spending that much money, let's say medium level company will spend between 12 to, let's say, 15 CR just to establish your computer network. Now, is there any guarantee that the business will run successfully? No. There is no guarantee for any business, right? If the business is running successfully, great. You may need to increase your resources again. Instead of 300 servers, you may need 450 servers now. That's a great thing, right? That is, fine. We can increase the resources then. But what if the business is not running? Instead of using 300 servers, now we need only 170 servers. So what you do with the remaining 130 servers? They are completely wasted. Can you sell in the market? Of course, we can sell in the market. But when you sell in the market, how much money you will get? Maybe let's say 30% or 35% of the actual money that you have spent. Right? So see how many issues companies were facing for last many decades actually. This is the way the computer network was designed. This is the way the computer network was established in every company for last many decades. Now, again, if you go back to the definition now, it makes more sense. What it says here, see, it says cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. Now, they clearly says here, like, instead of buying, owning, and maintaining physical data centers and server, you can access technology services such as computing power, storage, and databases on an as-needed basis from a cloud provider like AWS. So they are saying, listen, no need to take all these devices. We are here. We'll provide you all the devices. We'll provide you all the resources. Tell us how many servers you need. Tell us how many firewalls you need. Tell us how many, storage devices you need or how much storage you need. So whatever you need, we are going to provide you. So this is an open offer from the cloud provider like Amazon or Microsoft or Google to every company on the face of the earth. This is not only for a particular sort of business. No, any company, my friend. It can be a banking sector, it can be a hospital, it can be a university, it can be a textile business, it can be some five-star hotel, it can be any express business. Forget about your IT companies like software companies. Beside them, every business can go and connect to the cloud and they can simply use these services. If you're something into, let's say, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, okay, data science, quantum services, okay, whatever things whatever new technologies, you know, every technology is based on, or it is relied on the cloud computing. It has to be running, it has to be there on cloud. Amazon should offer services related to artificial intelligence. Amazon should offer services related to blockchain. Amazon must offer services related to, you know, Internet of Things. So they are not only providing the resources, with resources, they are providing the services. They are saying, okay, this is our server, use this server. Okay, tell us what you want to use. You want to go with some artificial intelligence tool here. You want to go with some DevOps tool here. If you want to go with some cyber security tool here, they are literally providing everything. And the best thing here is they are simply charging for what we are using. Got it? They are simply charging for what we use. This is your cloud computing. Okay. Fine. So what are the other advantages we have here? The other advantages what we have here are, there is absolutely no need for us to worry about the power backup, the cooling system, the fire and safety, and the physical location that we take. Amazon people, they will take the location. Microsoft people, they will take the location. Okay. Google people, they have their own locations. You know, in Hyderabad, they have a branch. Amazon people, they have a branch. You know how much then money they have spent on this particular branch? Technically, we call it as region. In region, we have something called availability zone. We will see this technicalities later. But as of now, Amazon people have a data center in Hyderabad. Data centers, actually, 3 data centers. And you know, they have already spent more than 20 crore Indian rupees only on the Hyderabad data centers. And by the time we reach 2030, that is after 4 to 5 years, they will simply expand the data center and they can go up to approximately 36,000 crore. It is not 36 crore, it is 36,000 crore Indian rupees they are spending on the data center in Hyderabad itself. Only Amazon company. Forget about other companies like Microsoft, Google, okay, Control S, Cisco, all these companies, they will invest separately. But only Amazon people are spending this much money only in one city, that is Hyderabad. Like this, they have many locations across the globe where they have, you know, data centers available. So now think, my friend, if a company like Amazon is spending 30,000 crore, 35,000 crore rupees on the infrastructure, the physical infrastructure. Physical infrastructure means what? Physical infrastructure means this. Let me just show you. The data centers. Physical infrastructure means the data centers. See, these are the data centers we have. Amazon data center. This is nothing actually. This is just a small corner photo maybe. If you just go and see the bigger photos or bigger images, it will be like this. And this is only one lane here like this. You know, there can be some hundreds of lanes within one data center. Okay. So what you see, these black boxes, these are actually known as racks. In every rack, we have the devices like servers and storage and all the devices. So listen, my friend, Amazon people are spending approximately 35 to 36,000 crore rupees within a city like Hyderabad so that companies can connect to the data center and they can use the resources. So if they are spending 36,000 crore rupees in one data center, obviously they are expecting some returns, right? This is a business. Cloud computing is a business for Amazon, Microsoft, Google, isn't it? So they are expecting a lot of returns. So will they get all the returns? Of course, they will get the returns. The demand is so much, the requirement is so much, the companies are moving into cloud that, you know, even the data center which is there in Hyderabad may not be sufficient of like 5 years or 7 years. So they are not stopping actually. Once the data center is done, they are not stopping. They are every time expanding the data centers actually. They are increasing the devices every time. You know, 2022, they started this data center in Hyderabad, November 2022. It's been only 2 years actually. Already they have spent more than 20,000 crore Indian rupees. Okay. So beside this, like, you know, the other things, cooling system, fire and safety, the physical space, power supply. Do I need to worry about all these things here? Of course, no. Of course, no, right? So, for example, imagine I'm staying in a 5-star hotel somewhere in a city. Do I need to worry about the power supply? No. Do I need to worry about the light and the AC in my room? No. Do I need to worry about the geyser? No. Do I need to worry about the internet connection? Of course, no, right? Where I'm in a 5-star hotel, I don't need to worry about all these things. Do I need to worry about the maintenance and the cleanliness and all those things? No. Or let's say if you go to some random lodge somewhere near a bus stop or a railway station, wherever, you know, everything is not perfectly there, right? Just a basic example. Means if five-star people are spending that much money because they know they are getting the returns. Cloud computing people are spending that much money because they know they are getting the returns. They will obviously get all the returns there. Okay, so we just need to pay for what we use and pay. So here all these things are completely gone. If you go with cloud computing here, my friend, there is no need for us to worry about this part. There is no need to worry about this part. They will take care of everything. Got it? They will simply take care of everything. What we need to do, we just need to take a cloud administrator or a team of cloud administrators. The team of cloud administrators will come to your company, and some administrators, okay, within the team, again, there can be one more team actually. So in the team, one administrator can manage your servers. One administrator can manage your server operating system. One administrator or a group of administrators can manage storage. Group of administrators can manage firewalls, and group of administrators can manage the router settings. So see, if you go with cloud, the technology is not changing. The technology in the sense, we still have the same firewalls, we still have the same routers, we still have the same servers and all those things. Okay, so the technology remains same, but the difference here is instead of using a physical network, we are using the virtual network. Instead of managing things by ourselves, we are simply taking the resources which are there under a company like Amazon, who are controlling all the resources. So do I need to worry about them? No. Do I need to worry about my data protection? Of course no. Do I need to worry about my cooling system, power supply? No. Do I need to worry about safety and fire and safety mechanism? No. Do I need to worry about my resources? No. There is no need to worry about my resources. Next day, like, suppose your requirement is instead of 300 servers, you need 1500 servers. If that is your requirement, within few minutes, you can take 1500 servers from AWS. See, such a brilliant offer is this, right? Such a brilliant, technology is it. The idea of cloud computing so simple, my friend. Keep everything in one location and allow people from different locations to connect to the data center and access the resources. Now, the reason why cloud computing took some time to get more popularity is, see, when I started my journey in the year 2006-7 actually. Learning and working and all these things, 2006 and 7. Actually, AWS started providing cloud services in the year 2006 itself. 2006, approximately 18 years before. Like I said, I also started my journey into my networks and all those things, servers and all those things at the similar time. But I came to know about cloud computing in the year 2012, I guess. So although I was involved in the technology for 5-6 years, I was working and doing all the other activities. And I came to know about cloud in 2012. Why it took me 6 years actually? One of the reason was cloud was not that much famous. It was not that much in demand. One of the main reason why it was not that much in demand was, if you go back, let's say 15 years before, just imagine what was the internet connection we used to get in our home. Okay, forgot about 15 years before. Just go back 7-8 years before the concept of Geo came. Geo people, they came and they started providing 2 GB internet data every day. But before them, remember, we used to get only 2 GB data on the mobile phone for 1 month. And if you want to get more, we have to pay separate charges till 2015-16. So internet was not so common actually everywhere. That was one of the major reasons why cloud computing took some time to gain more momentum, to get more popularity. Okay, then there were some other issues like security issues and all the other issues. But by the time we entered in 2015-16, suddenly news started coming like, a company like NASA, organization like NASA, they started using cloud computing. A banking sector, so and so bank, they started using cloud computing. A movie streaming app like Netflix, they started using cloud computing. So suddenly 2016-17, cloud gathered more momentum. It gathered more popularity. Why? Internet was very well then. Security was again great in 2016-17. From that time, actually, security was very, very well, provided to all the resources. So then they started getting more popularity. And by the time 2019-20, actually, okay, 20 because of COVID, everything was down. But before COVID, around 1 year or 18 months before COVID, cloud computing demand was at its peak. Because of COVID, every business was down. So forget about cloud technology, all the technologies were down for like say 1 year or 18 months, right? So actual cloud computing journey started, or the popularity started back in 2019 or so. Okay. That was the time we started this, cloud computing started gaining more momentum. Okay. So this is the story actually. This is the way it works. So what happens here? Instead of using everything at our own location, we are simply going with our cloud and we are simply using all the resources from them. Now, if you go to the AWS data center, my friend, let me just take this. AWS data center. See, this is your AWS data center, right? Fine. So if you go to this AWS data center, what we have in this AWS data center? We have physical servers. Physical servers from which company? IBM, Dell, HP, etc. Okay. In our physical location also, we have the same companies. In cloud also, we have the same company. Server OS, all server OS, storage, any size, firewall, router, switch. From which company? Amazon can take firewall, router, and switch from Cisco or Juniper or Huawei or etc. So from the same company, they can take all the resources, right? So see, in cloud data center also, we have the same devices, exactly the same devices, but the difference is we are not managing those devices. So Amazon is not manufacturing any device there, my friend. Amazon is literally not managing any device. They don't have any plant or they don't have any, company to manage this or manufacture the servers or firewalls. They are taking all the devices from some other company and they are selling it on lease, on rent. That is the whole concept of cloud. And whatever company names I have mentioned here, see, this is very interesting now. IBM, HP, Dell, Linux, Microsoft, Cisco, Juniper, Huawei. Did I miss any company here? No. All these companies which are very famous for providing hardware devices for last 2, 3, 4 decades. Let's go back. If you go to IBM and HP and all these companies, we can go from 1950s and 1960s actually. So these companies were famous for designing and manufacturing and distributing the physical devices as well as the operating system. But today, these all companies, they are providing the same resources, the same services what they used to provide for last 30, 40 years or 50. As well as they are also providing cloud. There is a IBM cloud, there is a Juniper cloud, there is a Cisco cloud, there is a Microsoft cloud, there is a Dell cloud, there is HP cloud. See, these companies which are manufacturing the devices, they are also providing cloud today. They are also cloud providers. Companies like IBM and HP and Juniper, actually, these are in top 10, 12 companies. Microsoft is obviously at number second place. So they are providing all these resources there. It's not like only, okay, few companies are providing cloud services. No. How many companies are providing? This. There are some hundreds of companies that provides you the cloud services. Out of all these hundreds of companies, the companies like Juniper, Cisco, Red Hat, IBM, HP, all these companies are also providing cloud services. Okay. So who is using cloud computing here, friends? Literally every company on the face of the earth is directly or indirectly connected to cloud. Any business, my friend, literally any business, they are connected to cloud. If you are having a small business, let's say, someone who is having a small business, but if that person is having a website, that website is running in cloud. Okay. So see here, these are some of the very famous companies that provides you cloud. Amazon, Microsoft, and Google are at number 1, 2, and 3 position for last 10, 12 years. IBM, Oracle, Alibaba, Salesforce, VMware, HP, Cisco, so on. There are many more companies. If you know any big company name, that company is literally providing cloud services today. Any IT company, they are providing cloud services. Recently, Reliance people, our Ambanis, they have launched the cloud services. So very soon they'll be providing all the services actually. Whenever you talk about Ambanis, you think about maybe like say petroleum, or you think about like, mobile phone networks, right? We think about mobile phone networks and we think about different businesses. Maybe they have different sports team like cricket team and football team and all those things. But what was the need for them to come into this business? Uh, any famous business person, they will simply try to go in a business which is more successful, right? Same logic here, my friend. Amazon people, the Ambanis are coming to this business because they know the growth of this cloud computing. So beside these companies, you will see many companies. There is a very famous Indian company also. It is actually they started that company somewhere in Hyderabad. If you're somewhere from Hyderabad, maybe you have heard about this company. It is called Control S. See, yeah, this is a Control S. See what they says here. 15 data centers across 8 major markets and growing. Mm. So these are the data centers somewhere in Hyderabad. They have all this infrastructure. Not only in Hyderabad, actually, they have in multiple cities within India. I'm not sure if they have grown their data centers into outside India also. Let me just check it once. See, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Noida, Bangalore, Kolkata. As of now, they are in these locations. If you go to this Hyderabad location, you can see what we have inside the Hyderabad location. I'll show you all these details hopefully tomorrow. Okay, just to show you like, okay, see, they are the data centers. This is not one of the big companies. This is a, very famous Indian company. It is not even in top 10 or top 15 or top 20 also across the globe. But still, within our country, we have this particular Control S as a cloud provider. Okay, fine. What about the AWS cloud, where they are located, where is infrastructure, all these details we'll see hopefully tomorrow. As of now, this is something what we need to know about cloud computing. So I hope you're more comfortable with the definition now. So what is the definition? Cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. So this is what cloud computing is all about, my friends. So what is cloud computing? You know now. Who is using cloud computing? You know. And who is providing cloud computing? That also you know. So if you want to select any cloud provider blindly, then you can go with simply Amazon or Microsoft or Google. Amazon is the market leader for sure. Amazon is the market leader for cloud providers. You may get a job in Microsoft Azure also. So when you apply for a job in cloud technology in any company, if that company needs Microsoft Azure people, they can still take your interview because technology will remain same. It's not like if you go to Microsoft Azure, there is something else there, or if you go to like IBM cloud, there is something else. No, if there is a service called virtual machine in Amazon, virtual machine service is available in Azure, Google, IBM, Alibaba, VMware, HP, Salesforce, everywhere. If there is a service called storage, the storage service is available literally everywhere. If you learn one cloud service very well, all the other services you can learn by yourself. This much I can say. So don't worry, in future, maybe you'll be learning Microsoft Azure by yourself because all the similarities will be there, services will be same, theoretical it will be same, practically things will be different. That's it. So overall, you can easily adapt to the different cloud provider also if needed. Obviously, it will be needed for you in coming days or coming years at least. As a fresher for next 2-3 years, you'll be working only on AWS most probably. But later on, if you're moving into some other cloud service, then it will not be difficult for you to move that. There are many companies actually where they are using multiple cloud providers, not only one, multiple cloud providers. They are using multiple cloud providers actually. Some servers they are running in Amazon, some servers they are running in Microsoft. That is also possible. Okay, so this is your cloud computing, my friend. I hope it is more clear now, the concept of cloud computing. So whatever we are using for last 2, 3, 4, 5 decades, the technology is still same. Servers are same. Operating system is same. Router configuration, the way the router is working, it is same. The storage use is same. The firewall configuration or the firewall, how it is working is same. Things are same. The only thing that is changing here is instead of using all physical devices, we are using all virtual devices. Or let us say partially physical and partially virtual. This is the situation as of now across the globe. Cloud is one of the most demanding jobs across the globe for last 2-3 years, and for coming many years, cloud will be obviously one of the most demanding roles. Okay. Fine, that's it for the day, friends. I'm here for like a couple of minutes. If you have any doubts, any questions, feel free to send your questions in chat box. If you want to talk to me directly, I'm available for you. Tomorrow, most probably, we'll just try to see the data centers of AWS, how they are providing data centers. We have to know as a cloud administrator from where exactly they are providing the services so that, we can connect and we can access the resources there. Okay, friends. So over to you now. I'm waiting for your questions if you have any. If not, we can stop the session for today and hopefully we'll meet again tomorrow at same time, 7 p.m. India Standard Time. I think tomorrow they will change the link. Today was the last demo. Okay, so in case if you're interested, you need to contact these numbers. These are the numbers. They will guide you regarding all the other details there. Let me just show you the number. Yes, so these are the numbers. You can see that clearly. Any of the number you can message them on WhatsApp or you can call them. Hopefully they will guide you in remaining all the other things. Okay, friends. So that's it for the day. I'm here for like 30 more seconds. Anything else we will see. Else we'll stop the session for today.
Hello.
Yeah, Pushpa, please go ahead.
Mm. Sir, what you did, this also means this is demo class, right?
Yeah.
The actual classes is starting from.
This is actually, see, we are going in a very simple and easy way. So the actual class started on Monday. So that is yesterday.
Okay.
So what we have
Means
discussed,
uh, it's all theoretically it's you're explaining. Huh?
sorry. Yeah, theoretical. See, I will be explaining theoretically for next 3-4 days actually. Then
Okay.
we will enter into practicals. First, we need to see a lot of theory. Then we have like many practicals.
Okay.
Okay. So right now we are in theory only, and we will be in theory for more classes before we go into practicals.
Okay.
See, whether it is AWS or
Okay.
Linux servers or Windows servers, without practical, there is no course. Okay.
Okay.
And once you get a job, if you do something on day one, you do only practicals there. Theoretically, it's only for your understanding, for your interviews, and for your, making a project and all those things. But practicals are the things that you do as administrator. So obviously, we have to say practicals. But please, right now, initially, some classes, it will be all theory. Then we'll go with the practicals of our cloud.
Okay.
Okay, Shiva Ram, I think you came today. This was, I think, your first session. And
Yes, yes. Actually,
uh,
I'm back in Java developer. So how is it helpful with this course to me in my career growth? And Can you tell me anything?
Your voice is not clear. I think you said you are a Java developer, is it?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm a
Okay.
Java backend developer.
Uh-huh.
So in future, miss, how will helpful is my career growth for this course? So you mentioned Linux
Yeah.
admin.
Yeah. And every batch of mine, especially AWS, in last many years, not for like say only this batch or previous batch, in last many years, people are coming from, different backgrounds, like you're a developer or a programmer, whatever you call it as front end, back end, whatever it is. People
Mhm.
are coming from those backgrounds and they are learning because it is in a way mandatory for them. I don't know, many people are learning because there is a market demand. Companies are asking them to learn cloud.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't have any knowledge on AWS, so basic knowledge also. You can start from the scratch to understand, or
See,
you require to.
what we have discussed today is the most basic things you can learn in cloud actually.
Okay.
Yesterday was one session, it was again very basic. Today is the another session, it is very basics. So any person who is a fresher without, see, you are a developer, right? You know anything
Yes,
about IT and all those things. I'm
yes.
saying like if someone is a BA graduate, Bachelor of Arts, or if someone is coming from BCom, that is from commerce, if someone
Mm.
has done MBA in English or MBA in Telugu, MBA in Marathi, whatever,
Yeah.
every person can learn AWS from scratch. This is a place to start your AWS. After this, you may have like many advanced courses. That's a different thing. But
Yeah,
now,
I'm thinking this is advanced course only. That's why I'm asking you. This is a
no,
basic or advanced?
we are starting from basics and we'll go to advanced. What I'm saying here is day one, we are not starting like, what is a grammar or what is noun, what is pronoun. We are starting from ABCD and we'll go up to like grammar, if I can talk in English way. So we are starting everything from basics and we'll go up to the advanced
Okay.
level.
Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm thinking this is advanced. Means I don't know. Just I joined, so
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
confirm with you. Cross check and confirm with you. This is
Yeah.
advanced because I'm basic. Let's confirm.
Okay. We are starting from basics and we'll go to advanced. Okay.
How long it will take time for complete this course
It
and
will take around 45 days actually to complete.
okay.
So yesterday
So,
was first demo session, today is the second demo session. We'll just slowly heat up things actually. So for most probably tomorrow, we'll see more
okay.
advanced things. So today's session, if you know, tomorrow's session will be more interesting for you. You can understand everything tomorrow. If you come
Okay.
tomorrow, after tomorrow, it will be more interesting. Actually, it is something like a chain. Okay.
Uh-huh.
When you see a train, actually, every box is connected there, every dabba what we say generally is connected there. So if you miss one thing, then it is divided. So better you attend every class, it will be easy for you to understand.
And also I have doubt. Suppose we have some different cloud technology, Azure are there and AWS and Google Cloud is there, right?
Hmm.
So the concepts are all the same there, right? And clusters they are using, data centers are using. So
Yeah, yeah.
suppose I learn this AWS. After that I'll move to Azure. So any difference is there or anything is any
See,
big difference is yeah.
suppose imagine you are using a bike. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
let's say I'll just take a very general example.
Okay.
Let's say you are using a Honda bike.
Okay.
Okay, so you know how to drive this Honda bike, you know how to ride it, you know this, right?
Yes.
You are using
Yes.
this Honda bike. Suppose after some time you're
Uh-huh.
changing your company from Honda to, let's say, Suzuki. Will it be difficult for you to ride this bike?
No, actually. But gear
So
systems are
uh,
different ways and different
that's it.
otherwise.
Obviously, something should be different, right? Something
Mm-hmm.
should be different. So one is your Azure, one is your AWS, one is your GCP.
Okay.
Theoretically, they are same. See, cloud computing will not survive actually if every company is offering something new. No, man, that will not work. Okay, it's a global technology, so globally they will follow certain rules there. So globally they will simply go with the same technology. Names can be different. Again, I'm saying names can be different. Okay, instead
Okay.
of in AWS we call it as EC2
Uh-huh.
instance. What
Okay.
is EC2 instance? This is a virtual machine. EC2
Okay.
instance. But in Microsoft Azure we call it as virtual machine. So what's the difference? One is a EC2 machine, one is a virtual machine.
Okay.
Theoretically, they are same. Practically, they are same. Practically, there will be some differences, but theoretically, they are same. The only difference here is one company is calling it as virtual machine. One company is calling it as the
AWS.
EC2 machine
EC.
or EC2
Yeah.
instance. That's it.
Okay.
Even this company, Control S, that is
Oh,
also same. This Control S is also same. See, it is showing like low latency. Tomorrow when we come, we will just spend at least 20 minutes discussing on this latency.
But we are
Okay.
discussing latency in AWS. Flexible subscription model, same thing here. Quick deployment, same thing in clouds, and same thing in Amazon Cloud, same thing in Microsoft Cloud. On-demand self-service. See, right now we are in Control S. Maybe you know, maybe very few people know about this company actually. People who are already working in cloud, they know about this. But you know, freshers, they know about Microsoft and Google and Amazon only. But this is another big Indian company. So see, these are the same features we have in AWS. These are the same features we have in Microsoft Azure. Theoretically,
Okay.
it will be same. Practically, it will be different.
Okay. But easily understand the new technology means other cloud technology also, right? Once
Yes,
you
yes, yes. That is what I'm saying. You can easily understand.
okay.
Forgot about the cloud, my friend. If you go with this, you know, Linux server administration, Windows server administration. When you go with Linux server administration, you are learning about users, groups, file management, data management, backups, you know, backup and restore, process management. Okay. These are the things you're learning in Linux. And when you go to Windows servers, users, groups, file management, data management, backup, process management, everything is again same. The topic is same. There is a DNS server in Linux. There is a DNS server in Windows. Okay, there is a file permission in Linux, there is a file permission in Windows. So this servers also same.
Okay.
Practically, they are different. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So,
Yeah, my side is clear now.
okay, fine. That's it. Okay, any question from your side, Pushpalata? I can see you have unmuted yourself.
No, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
fine.
you are telling this almost AWS and this Azure are same. We are learning AWS, right? We can apply for Azure jobs.
That is what I said some minutes before, right? We can easily apply for Azure job also. They need a person who has the understanding of cloud. They will not ask you like, you know, where to go, how to go. Like, you know, for example, if you go with this MS PowerPoint here, this is the best example I can take. See, there are many options here like insert, design, okay, animations, record, something like this. When you go for a MS Office job, they will test you like whether you know this or not. They will not ask you each and everything, each and every option which is available here. So when you go for cloud, they will test your knowledge on the cloud services. They will ask you a service about storage. They will ask you something about virtual machines. They will ask you something about VPC. They will ask you something about IAM service. Similar services are available in Azure, so you can easily apply for not only you, they can call you actually. The company can call you for an interview in case if they are still using the Microsoft Azure also. Technology will remain same, services will remain same. The only difference will be the names and the practicals. And you know, practical should not be a difficult task for anyone. It should never be a difficult task. Practicals are clearly mentioned on your screen. Like if you know how to use your computer graphically, practicals will be similar in AWS and Azure and all those things. It's a graphical presentation. Okay, commands also possible, but graphical presentation will be there. We just need to use the options and we just need to proceed with our configuration. The only thing that you cannot get from the internet is understanding of a technology. Maybe you can go and see 20 demo sessions on cloud today or tonight. That is possible. But can you ask a question to them? That's the problem we have with the internet. You cannot get the understanding until and unless you're not interacting with a trainer. Your doubts will not be clear actually. There are many videos available on internet regarding cloud computing demo for last 6, 7, 8 years. But the big problem there is you simply cannot clear your doubt. That is a big problem. Okay, so here online sessions are live sessions. So you have the opportunity or you have the option to clear all your doubts. And by the way, like I said, I'll be sharing my number hopefully maximum tomorrow. So that, you know, in case if you have any other doubt, you can simply contact me on my WhatsApp number. Every day people contact me. So I'm saying like when I'm in class, I may not answer this, but once I finish the class, it may take me like 2, 3 minutes or 5 minutes to respond to all the other messages. Okay, fine. After maybe like, you know, 6 months or 8 months, automatically one more thing will be added in your resume. That is your Microsoft Azure. When you go with the Microsoft Azure and when you say the curriculum and all those things, you feel like, okay, it may take only 2 weeks for me to to go with these practicals. It will be so easy for you to understand. Okay, friends. So that's it. That's it for the day. And hopefully we'll meet again tomorrow at same time, 7 p.m. India Standard Time with more details. And like I said, this was the last demo session. Tomorrow link will change. And Shivaram, if you want to go through the yesterday session, contact the management. They will share the recordings with you. Okay, fine. Yeah. Thank you, man. Bye. Take care. Yeah. Good evening, friends. Welcome back. Okay. So this is our first demo session. First demo session on cloud computing and server administration. All the 7 p.m. is for AWS, but in next couple of days, we'll just try to combine our AWS and the server administration, and we'll try to understand why these two courses are so much important for us for our career. Okay, so just a second, please. Yeah, fine. So see, our friends, this is what we have seen in our last couple of basic sessions actually. Okay, so whatever we have seen in Thursday and Friday session, we'll repeat everything in more details from scratch up to the advanced level. We'll just try to repeat each and everything. Okay, so this is a package actually, and in this package, like there are 3 courses we have. 2 courses will be like live sessions, that is AWS and Linux server administration. They will be live session, and Windows Server Administration will be recorded sessions. Okay, fine. So these 2 courses will take approximately 2 months, 30 days. If you are coming parallelly, then you can complete within 2 months. If you are coming only for AWS for some reason, then 45 to 50 days is the duration for AWS. Okay, so every session will be recorded here, and all the recordings will be provided to you. And these are some of the basic questions we have seen. Let me just go through briefly. What are the pre-requirements to learn Linux and AWS? There are no pre-requirements, right? As a fresher with zero knowledge of Linux or zero knowledge of cloud computing, you can start everything. You can learn from scratch. Okay. And who should learn AWS and Linux? See, people are interested to make careers in server administration, cloud administration, DevOps, cyber security, networking, okay, ethical hacking, okay, and people who are into like developers field or programmers, coding, whatever things you are interested in, every person should learn AWS and the Linux server administration. Okay, done. Now, way to apply for jobs? Literally, we can apply for jobs in any company where there are servers and where there is some data. Now, how to do practice here? For practicals, we need to have a AWS account, and then we need to have some simulation software with us. There is something called VMware Workstation, or there is something called Oracle VirtualBox. I'll show that. So for AWS as well as for Linux, if you just have a computer with internet connection, you can do all practice, no problem. Done. And what to learn in AWS and Linux, that is what we know, we have seen in our syllabus. So all the details are clearly mentioned in the syllabus. Whatever topics are there, those are the things we are trying to learn in our AWS and the server administration. Once you complete this particular package, you can apply for a job in a company as a fresher or up to, let us say, 2.5 to 3 years of experience person. That much experience, that much knowledge you will get from these 3 courses in this particular package. Okay. And if you want to apply for more experience, like, I'm not recommending people to go with like 3+ years of experience. No. If you're putting more experience in your resume, companies will expect a lot from you. So it's better just go with like 2 or let's say maximum 3 years of experience. Then hopefully you'll get better package. Okay. And first of all, with this knowledge, the knowledge what you're getting in this particular package, you can easily apply for like 2 to 3 years of experience. That is more than enough. Okay, fine. Now let us try to understand why the cloud computing or why the server administration is the backbone of every business today. Without cloud computing and without server administration or without servers, we cannot imagine internet. We cannot imagine anything over the internet. Okay. So from your mobile phone, whenever you are connecting to some application,
a web server or a gaming server or a banking server or anything, that particular application or that particular server is working somewhere. Let me just show you a very, interesting PPT, I would say. This one. Just try to keep this image permanently with you. Okay, because this image or this 4 layers what you see there, they will define the complete IT industry in a way. Okay, so as a user, as an internet user or as a normal user, what I do? I connect to the application. What is the application? Application is anything that is running over the internet. Application is anything using your mobile phone or laptop. By using a browser, you can connect to that particular application. It can be a gaming application. It can be, let's say, some movie streaming applications, a food delivering application, email application, okay, a banking application, okay, just a social media application like Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So literally everything comes under the application category. Okay, so as a user, we are connecting to the application there. Fine. Now, the question here is where the application is running actually, where exactly our application is running. Friends, application is running on top of our server operating system. And where exactly the server operating system is running? Server operating system is running on top of our hardware. So this is your whole story, my friend. So if I come from the user source, if suppose I am the user, for me, I'm connecting to the application. Done. I'm not thinking like where the application is running actually. Who is managing this application? What resources are needed to run this application? Okay, on what particular operating system it is running? What should be this particular hardware for this particular application? I'm not worried about all those things. I am connecting to the application. I'm using it. Job done. Okay, but if you come in the other way, let's say you're an administrator now, a cloud admin or a server admin. Now your first level is hardware. First, you should think about your hardware. Hardware is your RAM, your storage, your CPU, your NIC card, all these things comes under hardware, right? So you're starting from your hardware, then you should decide what sort of operating system is needed to run a particular application. Your operating system can be obviously Windows Server operating system, or it can be Linux Server operating system. Within Linux server, there are many versions, my friend. There are many distributions actually. Like, Ubuntu is one distribution, Red Hat is one distribution, Fedora, SUSE, Debian, CentOS, Kali, okay? And Microsoft also have their Linux version. Amazon people have their Linux version. Oracle have their Linux version. IBM have their own operating system. HP have their own operating system. So all these things are under one family, Linux family. So when you learn RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, you'll be eligible to work on any other distribution for sure. You can work on Ubuntu, you can work on CentOS, you can work on Debian. Okay, obviously some minor differences will be there, but overall the structure, overall the feel, overall the look will be same between the Linux server operating system as well as the other versions available. Okay, so as an administrator, now I'm talking as a cloud administrator or a network administrator or a server administrator or a DevOps administrator or a cyber security administrator. I'm, everything now. Okay, so just take any role. Maybe someone is interested in cloud, so just imagine I'm talking as a cloud administrator. Someone is interested in cyber security or DevOps, so just imagine I'm a DevOps guy or a cyber security guy. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll take my hardware, I'll select the OS, and then I'll run the application. As simple as this, I'll simply run my application there, and users are connecting to the application. So as a cloud administrator, my responsibility is I need to provide all the necessary resources for the application. Now, what is the most important resource for application? Or if I can say, what are the two most important resources for application to run perfectly? One is your hardware resources and the other one is your operating system. That's it. These are the two most important resources. If one resource is not available, the other is not available. If other is not available, obviously the first one will not work. So both are needed, my friend. Hardware is needed and your operating system is also needed. Then, there will be application team. That application team will be connecting to the server and they are running that particular server. As an administrator, a cloud admin or a server admin, my responsibility is to take some resources, take some hardware resources and run the server operating system on top of this particular hardware. Okay, and I need to maintain the operating system in such a way that the application is running perfectly. Like what I have to do. For example, in the operating system, there is a disk. So that particular disk I need to manage. What is disk? Disk is your hard disk. So that disk I need to manage. In the operating system, there are certain services which are related with networking. So like applying the IP address or configuring the IP address or making some changes in a server called DNS server or deciding whether the DHCP should be there or not. So like this, I have to decide. Okay. Then I have something called backup responsibility. As administrator, as a server administrator, my responsibility is to take backups. Regularly, we need to take backups, and in case if needed, we need to restore backup. Okay. Then whatever services are running in my server, I need to manage all the services, like whether the service which is running is needed or not. For example, if you take your mobile phone, in your mobile phone, it will show you the apps that are running. So in case if you're unnecessary running many apps, your mobile phone performance will go down. So what we do actually, if an app is not needed, we either stop that particular app or we may uninstall that particular app, right? So where exactly the app is installed and where exactly the app will be like, stopped or removed, everything is happening on your operating system, right? In our mobile phone, it is obviously Android OS, or maybe if you're using some Apple mobile phone, then it's your iOS. But at the end of the day, there is a operating system in your mobile phone. There is a operating system in our laptop as well as on a server. So the first and second layer, hardware layer and the operating system layer, is the backbone of every application. If you are connecting to Gmail, Gmail is running on certain hardware and on certain operating system. If you connect on Facebook, that Facebook is running on a certain hardware and on a particular operating system. If you go and connect to Swiggy or Zomato, same story. If you go and connect to any application that you have in your mobile phone, or any website that you are connecting every day, like a YouTube, or let's say Facebook, or let's say Instagram, or any bank application, or let's say Hotstar, Truecaller, Flipkart, whatever you imagine, my friend, everything is running on that particular application, particular operating system. Done. So our responsibility is maintaining our hardware and maintaining our operating system. See, operating system is globally unique, globally same. Like if you're using RHEL 9.4 version in your server, if I'm using 9.4 version, if someone is using 9.4 version in Brazil, or let's say somewhere in Alaska, let's say somewhere in Russia, somewhere in Sudan, somewhere in Africa, somewhere in, let's say, Australia, every operating system is indeed same. But the thing is, what is the requirement of the company, the Brazil company, and what is the requirement of the Russian company, and what is the requirement of the Indian company can be different. For example, in a Brazil server, there may be, let's say, 300 people connected to the server. Maybe in Russia, 500 people are connected. Maybe for an Indian server, let's say there are 10,000 people connected. So server is same. The responsibility, the roles, and the work of the server is same. But now the hardware requirement for that server will be different. So for a Brazil company, if there are 300 people connected, okay, certain hardware should be there. But for a Indian company, when 10,000 people are connected, obviously hardware should be more, isn't it? If 4 people are traveling somewhere, then a car is more than enough. But if 40 people are traveling, obviously we have to take a bigger vehicle, let's say a bus. If 500 people are traveling, let's say we have to go in a train maybe. So see, overall, requirement is same. We just need a vehicle to travel from one location to another location. But the size of the vehicle is changing according to the requirement. So like I said, you friends, the Brazil company, the Russian company, and the Indian company, they all are working on the same server operating system, but every company requirement is different. So as a cloud administrator, now we need to decide how much hardware is needed. Okay, how much hardware is needed to run so and so application. Okay, maybe today you have decided
let's say so this is your hardware here, friends. So today you have decided to have, let's say 16 GB RAM. Okay, I'll go with storage. That makes more sense actually. Let's say I've decided to go with 5 TB storage. You thought like 5 TB storage is more than enough today, tomorrow, and let's say for like 1 year or 2 years. Okay, great. There should be some storage we have to take. So we have to decide a certain capacity there. Great. So we have decided to go with this 5 TB storage. Now listen, my friend. If 5 TB storage is decided today, the requirement of the storage, will it be same after, let's say, like 1 month? Answer is most probably no. After 3 months, maybe the requirement will change. After like 6 months, maybe the requirement is, let's say, 50 TB now. After 6 months, your requirement can be, let's say, 50 TB. Now, how to increase the storage capacity in this particular hardware from 5 TB to 50 TB? If you take the example of your laptop or desktop that you're using in your home, or let's say your mobile phone actually, where we have a data storing card, that is your, what is a memory card, right? Storage card, whatever card. So in that particular storage card, we have, let's say, 64 GB capacity. So maybe when you buy the mobile phone, you thought like 64 GB is okay, great, enough. But within a couple of months, you had some functions in your family, marriage, and some, this picnic, that tour, whatever, you have taken a lot of photos and videos. And suddenly you realize 60% or 60 GB of your storage is full. Out of how much GB? Out of 64 GB here, friends. Out of 64 GB, 60 GB is full now. Now what? You are left with only 4 GB. Now, if you are installing any application that you need storage, if you are, downloading something over the internet in your mobile phone, you need storage. So, now 4 GB is not sufficient, right? So what you do, you have decided to increase the storage capacity from 4 GB or 64 GB to, let's say, 128 GB. This is what we do, right? It's not a rocket science. It's a very common thing we do every time. So we have decided to go with 128 GB. Now let us see how to increase the mobile phone storage from 60 GB to 128 GB. The first thing we have to do is we have to go to market and we have to buy 128 GB storage. So once you buy 128 GB storage, 128 GB storage is obviously empty, right? So you should copy or you should migrate your 64 GB storage data into this 128 GB storage. Okay, first of all, it is a very big headache, right? Copying and pasting here, it will take a lot of time, but we have to do it. That is the one thing. The second thing here is how much time you are spending to buy this 128 GB storage. Okay, someone can say we can buy on online. So if you buy online, it may come off like 1 week or 3 days or 5 days, right? So you're still spending some time there, right? You're still spending some time to bring that 128 GB extra storage. Okay, so first of all, we need to copy the data here and we need to take more time, or it will take more time for us to bring the storage or order online, whatever. So it will take a lot of time. And the third thing is we need to again spend more money. Okay, money is money. Every time we need to spend, whether it is 64 GB or 128 GB. Let us try to understand these two scenarios only. Increasing your storage capacity in your mobile phone is not so easy. We need to copy everything or we need to migrate the complete data into the new storage, and it will take a lot of time. Now, just imagine your server, my friend. Server is a big physical machine where you are connecting a lot of storage. But like I said, 6 months before, your storage requirement was 5 GB. Today your storage requirement is 50 TB. It was 5 TB then, now it is 50 TB. After 3 months, your storage requirement can be 80 TB. This is the way the companies will face issues. Every company, my friend, literally, and every company, this is what they face actually. So whenever they need more storage, they need to go to market and they need to bring the storage. Okay. So imagine here, friends, after, let's say, 1 year or so, the storage that you have in your server is 500 TB. How much? 500 TB. That can be the requirement. It's not a big deal. 500 TB is nothing in a company, right? It's not a big deal for a business. Anyhow, so we need to bring how much GB? 500, or how much TB actually? 500 TB of storage. Okay, so slowly we have brought storage. We have just, increased storage step by step every month, every 3 months, every 6 months. And every time we were facing the same issue. What was the issue? This issue was we have to go to some, showroom, some physical, a company where, they sell the products like your storage and all the other things. We have to go there. We have to bring it physically or order it on online. It will come to your company again physically, connect it and do all the things again. Copy the data which is there in some other storage into the new storage, and it will take more time. Now the concept of cloud come into picture, my friend. Because of these issues, because of these similar issues where every company was facing this issue, the concept of cloud computing came. What happens in cloud computing? In cloud computing, first of all, there is no physical storage with us. That's absolutely gone. Okay. And if you need storage, if there is no physical storage, how we can store data then? Everything is virtualized, right? Everything is virtualized. Instead of physical, we have like virtual storage. I repeat, instead of physical, nowadays we have virtual storage. So what is virtual storage? I'll take a very general example first before I go to the storage. In 1990s, I'm just going like, 20, 25 years before, especially if you're living, if you know about towns and districts and villages and mandals and all these places. Obviously, India is more in rural area, right? So if you just go in a town or a mandal or a district, let's say 20 years before, and imagine there is some marriage in your family, and if you're visiting that particular marriage, you know how the marriage used to be conducted those days. Back in those days, there was no something like, conventional hall or let's say marriage function hall and all those things. So what people used to do, all the family members used to come together. They used to bring a chef or some cook, a team of cook, and they used to bring a team of cleaners, some team, multiple people they have to gather and they have to do all the arrangements near their home. Or normally in those days, actually, if I think about my village, we used to go to the school ground, actually, the government school ground, which was a very big ground. So we used to like, make all the arrangements there. So if marriage is on 10th, the arrangements will begin from 7th, or let's say at least 8th. It will take a lot of time. Okay. Then came this concept. Marriage function halls. Literally, you will see these function halls everywhere. Forget about big cities, metro cities, or districts or towns. Literally, every village or nearby every village, you will see this function hall now. So what we do now, if someone is getting married on so and so date, we just go there and book the function hall. We just go there and book the function hall, let's say like 10 days or 15 days before. And we just go to the function hall on the day of the marriage. And what about all this responsibility, all this, arrangements and everything? The marriage function hall people, they will take responsibility of each and everything, right? They will say, okay, tell us how many people are coming, how many guests are coming. 1000. Okay, tell us what food should be cooked, veg and non-veg, what should be the dessert, what should be this. We just need to give all the details to them. They will say, okay, we are taking responsibility of everything. This is the amount you have to pay. So nowadays everyone is literally happy to pay that money, because every responsibility is taken care by whom? The function hall team. So are they doing anything? Are they doing any favor to the you and me in a way? No, right? They're taking money. They're taking money and they're providing all these services. The same logic applies in cloud, my friend.